in Kentucky belong to high school football, and we are coming to you live from Clark Field on the campus of the Somerset School System, where the Somerset Briar Jumpers this Friday night will play host to the Corbin Redhounds. Good evening, everybody. I'm Bob Boone. Joined alongside me is Robert Reed, back in the saddle after a 1 week layoff. And Robert, one, it's good to have you back here. Two, we got a big win last week on the road. This jumper team pulled through. I know you were listening. You were texting us during the game, and had to be exciting for you just as a fan. But and I have to say it was exciting for us as announcers.
Yeah, I got a message from Kelly, and she said, you know, it might have been a good thing that you missed that game because you might have got called to the principal's office a time or two because I am one to wear the emotions on the sleeve a little bit. I saw some replay videos. Somebody had a Facebook feed, and I was watching the video, and it was a flag decoration fest. I'm sure the referees, when they left that game, there was some carpal tunnel problems that they probably had to go get checked out. But it was good to see Somerset bear down and get that win. It just showed a lot of grit from this young football team.
Really did. A lot of grit on the road in a tough environment, against a good football team, and just overall, I think getting that win could have a tremendous effect on the confidence of this Briar Jumper football team. But tonight, it's the Corbin Redhounds as they come in at 4-0, one of the best teams in the state. I think the all-class media ranking, AP ranking, actually has them as the number 10 football team in the state of Kentucky. That's overall all classes. Now, they don't look like it. They have about a 90-man roster.
Yeah.
But they are
not a problem.
Yeah, this is a school that puts out a good product each and every season. To this year's no different.
This year's no different. They're gunning for that top spot. The only team, and I'm sure Johnson Central would have something to say about it. I'm sure any of the 4A teams have something to say about it. But they're wanting to prove to Coach Haddix that he should have stayed in Corbin. This team is going to go out. They're loaded for bear. They're not a pass-heavy team, but they sure love to run the football. I'm going to assume that we're going to see a lot of what we saw against Beechwood, where Beechwood was a very fundamentally sound running football team. You're going to see a lot of the same thing in this Corbin football team tonight.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about the Red Hounds, as we did mention they're 4-0. Somerset comes into the night 3-1. I don't know that a lot of people expected the Jumpers to be at this point in the season to have 3 victories. But, hey, this team, we've talked about it since week 1, has matured from last season to this season. I think that maturity showed up last week.
It has. When I looked at the schedule preseason, there were 3 games, of course, that and this is no knock against the 3 teams I'm going to talk about. It's Gary County, Russell County, and Washington County. Those 3 teams didn't show up on any of the top 10 rankings on any of the state rankings. But if you look at every other team preseason, Paintsville now, of course, has dropped out of the top 10 in Class A. But every team that we would have played, Paintsville included, was listed in the top 10 in their class. And most teams that we played are in the top 5 of their class. So this schedule ought to have this team pretty well prepared going into the playoff time, and for them to have success has got to give them confidence going forward.
Indeed it has. It's Corbin, Somerset, right here on Toyota of Somerset's high school football, presented by Ford Brothers Auctioneers and Realtors. We're going to step out, take a break, and when we come back, we'll get you set up for all the action right here on Lake Cumberland Sports.
Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been serving and supporting our local communities. We want you to know that we are here for you and your family. Someone you can trust, someone you can count on, now and for the better days to come. Trusted, loyal, dedicated, helpful, and consistent. Toyota of Somerset. Come see us or visit us online at toyotaofsomerset.com.
We, the people of this great land, are resilient and will get through this. And buying and selling is the real stimulus. Land and real estate are the premium investments, and they're not just making any more land. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we'll get you the most for your property with live, online, and multi-parcel auctions. Selling farms, homes, developments, and commercial properties for top dollar. Give us a call or online at FordBrothersInc.com.
Welcome back to the Briar Patch as you are looking live at Clark Field. This is the home of the Somerset Briar Jumpers. Both teams out there getting their pregame warm-ups in, and we're going to talk a little bit. You mentioned the coaching change at Corbin. This is the second year, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Haddix would have left in Preston's freshman, so 2 years. That's correct.
Yeah. Tommy Greer, if that name sounds familiar to you, he was a head coach at Bell County for a while. Before that, he was a long-time assistant coach at Bell County, and he's come to Corbin, and things haven't dropped off much for the Redhounds. He's done a good job over there. For Corbin, offensively, it starts under center. They've got an outstanding young man in Cade Elam, who is as much of a part of their running attack as he is their passing attack.
He is a mobile quarterback, great arm, and it tells you something when you have a kid who's played under the system named Cameron Combs, who was their quarterback for the first 3 years of his career and has switched over to a different position to let Cade Elam come in and step in and take that place. And you're going to see a 1-2 punch. You're going to see that twice this season. You're going to see it once here at Corbin and then again at LCA, because the LCA quarterback has moved to receiver to make way for a new quarterback as well. So this ought to at least give them some preparation for that, at least you hope.
Yeah, Cade Elam comes into the night, 49 of 69 overall, throwing the ball, 487 yards and 3 touchdowns. But rushing the football, he's had 31 attempts, 231 yards and 6 touchdowns. And then the gentleman you mentioned, Cameron Combs, who has rushed the ball 58 times for 379 yards and 5 touchdowns. So that's a pretty good 1-2 punch out of their offensive backfield.
That's not too bad. And that tells you a lot about what the Corbin philosophy is. It's not just about you. It's about setting the team up for success. And that's something that this Corbin team has bought into. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, this Corbin kicker, he's out here taking 50-yard shots at the field goal. So they've also got a kid that can change a game in the special teams aspect as well.
Talking about Jacob Baker, of course, he's a perfect 17 for 17 on PATs and 3 for 4 on field goals. But then he also has some defensive stats, so he does play a little defense, got 28 tackles on the season, including 3 for a loss. So Corbin is a talented team. We've mentioned some of these guys. Let me go back real quick to Cameron Combs. Not only has he got 379 yards rushing on the season, but he's caught 8 passes for 70 yards and a touchdown.
Right.
But when they're really looking to throw the ball downfield, you look for number 4, Brady Wells. He has caught 12 passes for 69 yards this season, and one of their big guys, as well as Eli Petrowski, he's caught 8 passes for 95 yards and a touchdown. So those are the offensive guys we expect to see and hear from with the Corbin Redhounds. And offensively for Somerset last week,
you got to see this.
They had to make a change.
They did. And way I'm understanding it, so please don't quote me on this. It would be unfair. It doesn't sound like the injury to Josh Brenner is as bad as they maybe thought. So it looks like it's just going to be a game-to-game type decision. Hopefully the young man can get some therapy and get back out on the field.
Indeed. So in his place, who came in relief last week, will be the freshman Chris Hughes. Chris Hughes is a 5'10", 170-pound freshman. Didn't look like a freshman last week, was an outstanding player in the middle school level, and he brought a different style to the game. Chris can run the ball. He has some escapability, some size, and some speed.
That's the difference between a Josh Brenner and a Chris Gross. Josh is maybe a little more accurate with a bigger arm, but Chris can beat you with his feet. That's the speed. You see it in his brother Cam Hughes, and it's not far removed from Chris. And the one thing that I did like about Chris, watching him growing up play football, is he's probably got some of the best field vision that I've seen in a young man in quite some time. So I think the young man is going to be set up for a lot of success.
Had a chance to visit with his dad, whom I coached a little bit in high school and was part of the program out at Southwestern, and of course his grandpa as well, and say hello to all of the family and friends listening back in England. But, his dad tells me, he says Chris isn't nervous. He feels really good. He's confident coming into tonight. We'll see how that plays out. I think a lot of that is going to depend on 2 things. One, how well, first and foremost, how well does his offensive line protect him?
Right.
And how well does that offensive line, how well are they able to open up holes for the running game with older brother Cam Hughes, and also talk about Guy Bailey as the running back 1-2 punch for the Jumpers.
Yeah, the Guy Bailey's got just great speed for a young man. And he and Cam Hughes have paired up together to make a very dynamic 1-2 punch, especially on the ground. The one area that I really thought Cam Hughes would really excel at, because with his quickness and he's got good hands, is that he'd beat people just through the air. But he's shown that he's just as capable a running back as Guy Bailey. That's not a bad problem to have if you're a Somerset coach, to have two running backs. Plus, they're going to add 3 kids finally this season. So the 3 kids that transferred finally eligible. Number 1, Keandre Giglio. You'll see him in action. Number 21, Lee Felix, also a capable running back. Played some corner in the passing league, the 7-on-7. And then Kylon Williams, who led the state in sacks last year. Kylon is 6'3", 210, 220. So he looks frail in nature, but he's got great athleticism. He's got really long arms and quick for a man his size.
It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out tonight for sure, with the 3 new youngsters coming in, some extra weapons for Coach Robbie Lucas's team. And just to let you folks know that we don't have a coach's interview tonight. Coach Lucas, we just weren't able to connect, and I didn't want to interfere with his schedule too much. It wasn't on him. It's not on him at all. I chose to just say, hey, you got some issues you got to take care of. Right. We'll let you deal with that. And I was going to try and talk to him before tonight's game, and he welcomed me down there. But it is a hike. And every time I show up at this place, they add 3 more rows to these bleachers.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, I'm almost there. Yeah. And walking up and down to get up here to the press box. It's a great view, great venue. And we see the field so beautifully well from up here. But, man, walking up and down them all them steps, it's hard on an old fat guy with a bad leg.
Well, it's hard on a semi-old fat guy with no bad legs, but I just a lot of don't want to. There's been a long time that I wish they would put an elevator in this thing, or what is the little pulley thing that they bring?
A dumbwaiter.
A dumbwaiter, yeah, something just to keep me from hiking up these stairs, because I am lazy. I want to say a big thank you to Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships for presenting the official photography sponsor. So if you see Tracy McChrystal on the field, give her a big shout out. A big thank you to Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships Kentucky for presenting tonight's coverage of high school football. Be sure to take advantage of the end of summer savings at any of their Somerset locations. Visit them at any of their 4 Somerset locations or on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships, where they treat you like family. We've got about 16 minutes and 42 seconds left to go before opening kickoff. It's going to be nice to see this roster at full speed. But the one player that is still out, I'm looking over here on the sidelines, number 83, I think his name is Jack Kelsey. Mm-hmm. He's a transfer as well as I think he's more of a kicker / punter, but he's got a great leg, and I hope that they get that young man eligible too, because there's nothing against the Rubel kids, but they're just, in a couple years, those kids, the leg strength is going to be pretty good for those 2 kids. But having a senior out there on the field being able to kick the ball would be a big help for this special team, especially on the kickoffs, where they're really only pinning the opposing team, usually receiving about the 25, 30-yard line, so it kind of gives them a little bit shorter field.
Indeed. And being a senior,
right.
Every game you miss is one less opportunity to play this game. And a lot of people don't realize, you think, well, he's only out 1 or 2 games. I can tell you from personal experience, it's a lifetime when you're at that age. And I remember I had to miss 2 games in my junior year, and it just about absolutely, I
seems
thought
like
the
forever.
End of the world. But, it is, you get 10 guaranteed chances each and every year, maybe 11 depending on your playoff and district situation. But, hopefully he can get out there real soon. So we mentioned we started to touch on the jumpers a little bit. Let's talk about offensively. Okay. Cam Hughes last week, he came up huge for these jumpers in that game, a couple of touchdown runs.
He did, a couple of really key touchdowns and a key interception also at a great time. And there's some video of that online. Cam Hughes just came out of nowhere to just seal the fate to be able to push this game into an extra overtime so that those jumpers could get a chance to seal the game in the extra time that was allotted.
Robert, that was a game that was fought in the trenches. I know you didn't get to see it. You saw some video clips, but I was really impressed with the way that both the offense and defensive fronts for Somerset stepped in. Offense doing a great job allowing Cam and Guy Bailey to pick up some big-time yardage and make first downs and keep the ball out of the hands of Paintsville. That's kind of what they're going to have to do here tonight, is not allow Corbin to have that football.
Most of the online prognosticators, if that's the better prognostication, I'm trying to spit out big words. I might have to look that up sometime to get the correct. Google might be able to tell me how to pronounce it. But so that being the case, a lot of these people are just expecting Corbin to come in here and roll. Corbin is a very good team. Somerset's still building, still a little young, but I think that this Somerset team, if they don't show any fear, don't get intimidated by the name on the front of the jersey, that they can come out here and put up a pretty good fight, and that's what they need to do, because sending a message to the rest of the schedule, whether they're a win or a really, really tough fought game, will tell the rest of the state that this team can be for real.
Well, and Coach Lucas, he did this intentionally. He wants to play a tough schedule. He wants to get his team prepared for district play and then the postseason. I've talked to him about that at length, really, and I know other coaches that have done that, and we've seen coaches do just the opposite, that play a lighter schedule and they look just rock solid, and then all of a sudden they get into the playoffs and they start playing a little stiffer competition and they're not prepared. But I know there's a lot of things he's looking for, and you rarely will find a coach before or after that there's anything such as a moral victory. You don't play for moral victories, you play to win.
Right.
But I think as young as this team is, you also play to improve.
That's
and
right.
I think they're going to want to see how much improvement. You compared maybe not intentionally, but talked about Beechwood.
Right.
This is another big measuring stick for Somerset, and I think of it that way too, is, how will they play against this Corbin team? Well-disciplined, technique, everything about Corbin is usually done very well. Somerset's going to have to come out and give their best game, but I think you also touched on confidence.
Right.
And having the confidence coming out after that win on the road in overtime, that could be huge tonight for the Jumpers. I expect more than what I think a lot of those prognosticators pick. I looked on one of the online chat boards the other day, and I don't think when I looked 2 days ago, there still was not a vote that Somerset would get a win tonight.
Yeah, and it may be a tall task. You're talking about playing the number 10 team in the state, and that's
right.
every division combined. And most of the top-heavy teams, of course, are 5A, 6A football teams, but this is a 4A team that dresses 80, 90 kids. Like, depth is not a problem at Corbin. Talent is not a problem at Corbin. So you have to come out here and you have to bring your A game, and you just got to match up man to man and just see what you're made out of. And if, like you said, nothing else, use it to grow on. Don't use it to get discouraged. Last year, the season could be a little discouraging because it was some games are very, very hard fought and still came out on the losing side of the record. Right now, you're sitting at 3-1, and even if you lose tonight, you're 3-2. You're still on the winning side of the column with a lot of winnable games in front of you.
You're exactly right, and I like what Coach Lucas and his staff have done to get this team ready to this point. I think we've seen some tremendous improvement, with the exception of the Beechwood game, but they just got buzzsawed right there. I think tonight you're going to see a better Jumper football team in this contest. We are about 10, almost 11 minutes away from kickoff and all of those good things. Let's go ahead and take care of some more business.
All right. Anderson Chiropractic is committing to relieving your pain using the true principles of chiropractic care. Their caring, helpful team strives for excellence through extraordinary service and patient education. Dr. Henderson provides chiropractic care for injuries that occur during sports, auto accidents, work-related activities, or just everyday wear and tear. The experience you need and the results you want, that's Henderson Chiropractic. Stressed, anxious, depressed? At Entrust Healthcare Counseling Services, we can get your services started today. Entrust offers the flexibility of providing you with counseling services in their office, on the phone, or through a computer. Give them a call at 606-676-0638 or visit their website at entrust-healthcare.com. At Entrust, your mental health matters.
Yeah, and just remind folks that this is an important time of the year, everybody getting back to school and stress, things. If you're feeling that way, please check in, take care of the mental health. We can't stress that enough. I know the folks at Entrust feel the same way about it. Keys to the game are brought to you by White's Cabinets. At White's Cabinets, they provide their customers with friendly service. They value your business, and it is their mission to provide their customers with friendly service. Reliable products and services, the courteous and professional team at White's Cabinet Design Center can turn your vision into reality. Visit the White's Cabinet Design Center on the corner of 27 and Slate Branch Road to learn more about what they can do for you. Robert, for Somerset, I think you got to play as close to mistake-free football as you possibly can. Hang on to the ball to win the turnover battle, and no stupid penalties. And I hate to use the word stupid, but I'm talking about post-play penalties, selfish penalties.
Right.
Don't let anybody get inside your head and force you into a situation where you get a 15-yard penalty that nullifies a big play.
That's something that they really needed to work on. My son, guilty of one of those last week, got penalized for a targeting call. I asked him if it was legitimately targeting. He said, well, yeah. He said, they threw it on me, so I'm going to own it. And he said, Coach let me know that he was not pleased with that call. He said, however, the one thing that he liked is that it brought out some emotion in him that he was kind of, I'm not going to say that he was lacking, but, you know, a lot of the plays were going his other way. And sometimes you get a kid he comes from a middle school program where he felt like he was a big part of the defense and everything's running to the opposite side of the field, so he's having to play assignment coverages. And the next thing you know, he feels like he's left out. So when he got his chance to take a hit, he took one. But the flag flew. So you're right. You can't beat yourself. You got to play smart, mistake-free football, and you can't be intimidated by the team on the other side of the field, regardless of what they're ranked.
I think the other key to the game is going to be special teams. You mentioned for Somerset, the Rubel boys, and they've done a good job this year. I mean, they've not done anything that's going to light up any huge billboards or anything like that, but they're steady, they're doing it, and I think that's going to be crucial for Somerset is to win the special teams game, you've got to do the fundamental things right. Make good coverages downfield, hang on to the ball in the return game, take advantage of what the opponents give you.
Correct.
And, you mentioned, too, the kicker for Corbin in Jacob Baker, an outstanding kicker. He's out here warming up from the 30 and 40-yard lines.
Yeah.
And that's pretty impressive at the high school level.
It is pretty impressive. And, what I say about the Rubel kids is not really a shot at them.
No,
even their
no,
dad
not at all.
said at the beginning of the season that they're sophomores. They're just not physically ready yet. But for what they're doing, they do it very well.
We're going to step out and take a break, and we come back. We'll finish getting you ready for the kickoff. 6.5 minutes away from getting things started here at Clark Field on Somerset High School.
Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been serving and supporting our local communities. We want you to know that we are here for you and your family. Someone you can trust, someone you can count on, now and for the better days to come. Trusted, loyal, dedicated, helpful, and consistent. Toyota of Somerset. Come see us or visit us online at toyotaofsomerset.com.
We, the people of this great land, are resilient and will get through this. And buying and selling is the real stimulus. Land and real estate are the premium investments, and they're not just making any more land. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we'll get you the most for your property with live, online, and multi-parcel auctions. Selling farms, homes, developments, and commercial properties for top dollar. Give us a call or online at FordBrothersInc.com.
Most accidents and breakdowns happen close to home. You know who else is close to home? Tire Pros. With our 24/7 roadside assistance, we're always there for you. And our team of trained and certified technicians can repair your brakes, transmission, electrical, and more. Looking for tires? Shopping online is fast and easy. Choose from our huge selection of name brand tires, then schedule an appointment to have them professionally installed at a time that's convenient for you. Hassle-free, guaranteed. Tire Pros. We're here for you.
Here at Citizens National Bank, we still take pride in treating each and every customer like we would want to be treated. Our employees are here to help you navigate the confusing lending process and determine which type of home loan best suits you. Schedule an appointment today. We have highly qualified loan officers ready to serve you.
I know this guy. I've talked to him on the phone. He knows his stuff.
Welcome back to the Briar Patch. As you can see down below, the band has made their way onto the field. Cheerleaders and Somerset fans will do so as well to form a spirit tunnel. To the left, just out of our camera shot, the Corbin Redhounds, all 80-some plus of them, are making their way onto the field and going around the tunnel for the jumpers. But we're about 4 minutes away from kickoff as Somerset getting their final words of encouragement and instruction from Robbie Lucas in the locker room. Corbin fans starting to file in across the way. Good crowd on hand here representing them, and the Somerset faithful have showed up as well on a beautiful evening here in Somerset, Kentucky.
We want to say thank you to Buffalo Wings and Rings for presenting tonight's coverage of high school football, the live coverage that you're watching on Facebook Live right now. Be sure to watch Buffalo Wings and Rings Video Game of the Week on Lake Cumberland Sports. Our next video broadcast is Whitley versus PC. That's next Friday, folks. Buffalo Wings and Rings. Wing created your way, always fresh and never frozen burgers.
Sun beginning to set behind the trees to our west here, and lights are on at Clark Field. And let's go ahead and tell you what. Why don't we go ahead and give you our fashion report for the night?
Yep, the fashion report is brought to you by Magic Monograms, conveniently located off North Highway 27 between Big Lots and Backyard Burger. Magic Monograms is the place for custom embroidery, screen printing, and so much more. They can put your designs on medical and athletic uniforms, corporate and school apparel. Find them on Facebook. Search Magic Monograms and Embroidery.
Let's go ahead and first for the visiting Corbin Redhounds tonight. They are in the road white uniforms, white jerseys with red numbers. Corbin on the front, Redhounds on the back. Gray pants with red and white stripes down the side, and the silver helmets, red stripe, and the customary Corbin C on the sides. For the Somerset Briar Jumpers, they come out of the locker room wearing their gold pants trimmed in purple and white. With their purple jerseys, they have gold and white stripes on the shoulders, white numerals outlined in gold in the traditional gold headgear with the purple face mask as they have gathered at the tunnel to the left here at Clark Field, and they will be taking the field rather shortly. But that is your Magic Monograms fashion report. We appreciate them and all of our sponsors, especially our title sponsor, Toyota of Somerset, and our presenting sponsor, Ford Brothers, Auctioneers and Realtors. We are about a minute and 25 away from things taking place here. And good evening. Grab you a cold drink, whether you got iced tea or maybe a soft drink, a lemonade, whatever. Get you a bag of popcorn, sit back, relax. Robert and I will do our best to bring you all the action. Good news tonight, if we miss something, you can call us out on the video screen because we're proud to bring you your Buffalo Wings and Rings Video Game of the Week.
You know, there's nothing I like better than these signs that the cheerleaders and the Spirit kids create. And every week the Somerset one is always Silly Rabbit. Like, you see that one 10 times a year, but I wish I could have seen the one that the Somerset team was wearing. I should have looked on the video screen to be able to read it, but it's already torn down now, so we're a little late for that. But the spirit of high school football is alive and well here, and it's probably my favorite thing, whether it's this age of high school football on Friday nights or Saturday football in college. Best time of the year for me.
And as the Jumpers do take the field, you may have seen an American flag being carried by number 54. That is the senior offensive defensive lineman, Jack Bruner. And then Braden McChrystal had the Gadsden flag, carrying it onto the field. I like it. And a little patriotism going on here at Clark Field. Jumpers getting set to get started and take on the Corbin Redhounds. It appears that the Jumpers will be kicking off to start this contest.
We want to make sure that everybody stays tuned to tonight's coverage. At the end of tonight's game, we will be awarding the Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game, the United Cumberland Bank Defensive Player of the Game, and the Sassy Spoon Catering Lineman of the Game following tonight's coverage.
Ethan Rubel will do the kickoff duties for the Briar Jumpers, setting up at about the 20-yard line for Corbin. Back deep, the duo of Xander Curry and Carter Stewart. realizing they have not seen Somerset kick the ball deep all season. So, again, Rubel's kick is going to be fielded at the 26-yard line, brought up the right side by Curry, and he's going to be tackled out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Good field position there for the Redhounds as they'll start things off 1st and 10. Sun has dipped behind the trees and glowing orange off to the west. Red sky at night, Sailor's Delight.
That's right. Official Friday nights. It's here, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed. Somerset on defense. They will line up 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. Corbin, they come out. Man under center. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. I'm sorry, not under center, but in the shotgun. Pass over here on the right side. Defended nicely. That was caught by Carter Stewart. And he's going to maybe lose a yard on the play. Good defense there by Somerset.
Great coverage by Josh Gross to be able to slip out of the backfield and be able to follow the intended receiver. Short loss on the field, but I like the initial contact that was made.
Elam, he'll line up. He's got one sidecar to the right. They'll hand it to him. That is Combs looking for room off the left side. And another good job up front defensively by Somerset. We talked about this defensive line and the job they did last week at Paintsville, and they've not let up here in the early going against Corbin.
Backfield pressure brought on by number 57. Tonight, 57 is Preston Reed, who was in the backfield, caused the running back to take a little bit of a stutter step and cause a little bit of hesitation to be able to get the defense to close in for no gain.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage, gets set, and now the quarterback, Elam, will look to the sideline and check with me. He's got 1 man in the backfield, 3 receivers to the right. Elam takes the snap, looking downfield, looking now, gets out of the pocket, getting some pressure, looking, rolling. Now he's going to air it out all the way, and they got behind the defense, and that is caught at the 15 and tackled at the 10-yard line. Elam able to escape the pressure and just airmailed one to Brody Wells.
Just broken coverage in the backfield. I think everybody was looking for the play to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It's the job of the secondary to stay with that coverage, and that would have been a play for a loss.
50-yard pass and catch for Corbin. Their first down of the game. They're inside the red zone, and it is 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Snap, handoff, Combs, left side. Finds a little room, picks up about 3 yards.
Looking for numbers on that. Number 13, Cam Hughes, and looks like number 57, Preston Reed, on the stop. Short gain brings up 2nd down.
Elam wears number 14 for this Red Hound squad. And if you can't tell by his number, you can always spot him by the locks hanging out the back of the helmet. Got some long hair there. I'm jealous. Handoff in the backfield to Curry. Tries to go off to the right side. Little change of direction, and he's going to be tackled just inside the 5. So it'll be 3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line.
Tackle made by number 43, Brady Barnes. Brady, a junior coming out for his first year of football since middle school, there to make the stop. If you can hold Corbin right here to 3, that's a big start to this game.
So Curry's going to stay in. Lone man in the backfield next to his quarterback. That's Elam. Elam now sends a man in motion, fakes the jet sweep, little read option, and straight up the middle. Elam scores the touchdown for the Corbin Redhounds, and Elam, that is his 7th rushing touchdown of the season.
Everybody was fooled on the jet sweep, went in motion, wasn't expecting the quarterback just to hold it and run it right down the middle. Both linebackers playing out of position. One went to the left, one to the right, and left the whole ride open in the middle for a touchdown.
So Baker, Jacob Baker, the senior kicker, on. Good snap, good hold, beautiful kick through the uprights, and it's 7-0. Corbin leads it here with 9:14 to go in this first quarter of play.
Since 1979, Modern Systems has been protecting communities all across Kentucky, and they are proud to be part of the communities they serve, committing time and sponsorship to numerous charities like Project 5810, Relay for Life, March of Dimes, Heart Walk, local school programs, and many more. Modern Systems, your neighbors and your friends, and they work 24/7 to protect the things that matter most to you. From homes to businesses to schools and churches, let Modern Systems be your trusted name in security. With 9 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in the first quarter on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, Corbin leads 7-0.
And, Robert, I think the one thing we failed to mention in our pregame, especially talking about our widest cabinet keys to the game, was don't give up the big play.
Don't give
and
up
it was
the
the big
play.
play that was the killer there.
It was. It was.
So, Guy Bailey, Cam Hughes set up just in front of their goal line. They know that Baker has quite a foot on him. And he is going to put the boot to it. Probably not his best kick. Bounces at the 13. Going to be picked up there by Somerset. That's Cam Hughes. Wiggles his way across the 25 out to the 30. They may set it at the 31, but that's where the jumpers will start. 1st and 10.
Nice return by Cam Hughes. He got a little bit of a trip step right at the start that maybe killed some of his momentum. Found a little gap and was able to pick up some extra yards. But to start in the 31 with a kicker like Corbin Scott is not bad field position to start.
7-0 on your Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. 9 minutes and 7 seconds to go here in this first quarter. 2 men in the backfield. They hand it to Hughes, looking for room off the right side. Got tripped up at the line of scrimmage, able to dive forward, pick up a couple. So he may gain 2 yards. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 for Somerset.
Playing into the strength of Corbin. The Corbin front looks like they're playing a 4-3 defense. Their front four is pretty stout.
It is indeed, and well built. Chris Hughes has a running back on each side. The freshman quarterback takes the snap, rolling to his left. Quick toss, and that one I believe was deflected at the line of scrimmage. I believe it was intended for Samala on the quick out route here, but pass is knocked down, and it's going to be 3rd down. Clock stops on the incomplete pass.
0 for 1, but tip ball drill. The receiver was probably within a couple yards to be able to run back and get it, but probably good on the receiver to just let that one die in the backfield, because if you catch that where it's at and you get clobbered, you're still going to be for a loss. So it's a net gain of 0.
So Chris Hughes breaks the huddle. He's going to have Cam Bailey in the backfield set up to his right. 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. Hughes gets flushed out of the pocket, looking for some room. Escapes one tackle, but can't escape another, and he's going to be thrown for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. About a 3-yard loss all total, and that's going to bring the punt unit on for Somerset. And Corbin did exactly what they wanted to do, force a 3 and out.
They did, and the offensive line right on the edge was able to just break down just enough to kind of make Chris scramble out of the pocket, put him on his feet, put him on his heels, and the rest of the defense able to close in and make the stop.
Collier White, low snap, had to get it away quickly. Does. It's going to be fielded at the 41. Fumble, and Somerset has a crack at it. Did they get it? No.
No. Oh, man,
they had
so
not
close.
one but 2 players there who had an opportunity to get it. It's going to be recovered by Corbin's Israel Summers.
Well, you would have liked to have had that one, though.
Yeah. So Corbin will maintain possession. They'll have it at their own 42-yard line. So once again, good starting position for the Red Hounds. Elam gets the play from the sideline. He'll jog in, give it to his huddle. In the backfield with him this time, it's going to be Cameron Combs. He's going to have 2 receivers to the left. 2 backs in the backfield, one to the right. He's going to fake the ball to Combs. Now get it out here on the left, a little wide receiver screen. And what a beautiful play out there.
Yeah, Josh Gross.
Josh, he
read that perfect.
Read it, fought off the block, and made the tackle. What a play by Josh Gross.
It was 2 early plays that Josh Gross able to sniff out that screen play and make for a short loss. You want to see that from your side corner. That's beautiful.
That's just good work in the film room and good work on the field execution-wise. Little option play, speed option pitch out here to the right to Combs. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage across the 45, out near the 50. We'll call it the 48 to be exact. So it's going to be 3rd down and 4 for the Red Hounds.
Somerset needs to dial up the defensive front just a little bit, but I do like the fight that they're bringing to Corbin early. You're putting him in 3rd down situations that are manageable for stops. And that's twice so far in 2 opening drives.
Mahan and Newberry are the receivers split wide to the right. There's another pair to the left. They give it up the middle to Combs. He finds the yard to gain and gets to the 45-yard line. So a couple of extra, move the chains, another first down for the Red Hounds. Clock continues to run. We're at 6:45 to go in this first period of play. 7-0 Corbin on your Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard.
One defensive player able to sniff that out on the edge, but the fullback able to come in and just make the perfect block on the player just to be able to knock him at the
Takes the
knees.
snap, fakes it to Coombs, gets some pressure. He's going to air it out. Has a man just beyond the outstretched arms of his intended receiver, and I believe that was number 23, Eli Petrowski.
Eli Petrowski probably had a step on the defender, and it looked like his number 13, Cam Hughes, probably needs to give him a little bit more cushion right there to be able to make. Actually, I guess Cam's playing safety, so I don't know if he just saw the play develop or what.
Big break there as Elam got too much air under that ball. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Ball on the 45-yard line. He's going to read option, take it right up the middle and gets through the first line and now into the second line of defense all the way down to the 15-yard line for Corbin.
Too many missed tackles. Many missed tackles.
And that was a big theme of this defense a year ago. They've improved on that quite a bit this year, but not something Robbie Lucas is going to be too happy about there. Quickly, line of scrimmage, and now a check with me on the sideline. 2 receivers split wide to the left, 1 man in that slot back position, then a little closer here on this near side. Looking to throw, looking on the slant in to the hands of his intended receiver for a touchdown. Corbin Red Hounds on the reception for, that would be Mark Warren, his first catch and his first touchdown of the season.
Running a simple out pattern, but was able to make the cut and the stop just to get inside advantage for the score.
So it's going to be 13-0 with the extra try to come. Baker, the kicker, the holder, that's Elam. Takes the snap, gets it down, kick is good, and this Baker kid is a next level kicker, if you will. Kick is good. That makes the score 14-0 at the 6-minute mark of this first quarter of play. Corbin's on top on your Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard.
I want to remind everybody to join us after the game on Facebook for our Alton Blakely post-game show. Now is a great time to order your new Ford from Alton Blakely. Right now, when you order a new Ford, you can lock in your low APRs for 84 months. Get the new Ford you've always wanted and no worries about fluctuating interest rates. Your rate is locked in when you order. See Alton Blakely Ford for details, South Highway 27. That's altonblakely.com. With 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, Corbin has extended its lead 14-0.
So, Somerset unable to get much going. Well, they weren't able to get anything going on their first drive. We'll get another crack at it. Bailey and Hughes back deep for the jumpers. Baker has the ball teed up on this near hash mark. Just below us, puts the toe to it. Kind of a line drive kick. It's going to go into the end zone where it'll be dead. It'll be a touchback, and it'll be jumper ball at the 20-yard line. Got to ask you, Robert, at the college level and the NFL level, the ball comes out to the 25. Do you find it odd that the high school, they still put it at the 20?
I don't know why. It seems like that would be an easily changed rule. You figure that the college and pros, they want the extended field. High school, not so much, but whatever.
2 men in the backfield, twin receivers to the left, one to the right. Toss, that is Bailey getting some pressure and grabbed by the collar. Not going to be a horse collar call. He does get back to the 20-yard line. That's it.
A lot of helmets to the ball. That's what the Red Hound defense is very, very good at.
They hunt in packs.
They do.
So Bailey mentioned they grab the collar around the collar area, but it's not a horse collar unless you bring him back down to the ground, or at least a penalty on that. Defender did a good job of letting go. Got 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. 2 men in the backfield. Now Hughes sprints to his right, looking downfield, wants to go to Samala, who can't get open, and then breaks free at the last minute, but at that time Hughes has already decided to throw the ball out of bounds. And we've mentioned before earlier in the season that a new rule in high school football, you can throw the ball, and we've got a penalty marker. It's going to be a personal foul, roughing the passer. So Somerset is going to pick up their first Remax Lake Time Realty first down of the game via the penalty.
Guess it was just that little bit of a push as he was heading out of bounds.
Started to say, Robert, you can throw the ball away to save a sack. Two things have to happen. You have to get the ball past the line of scrimmage, and you have to have scrambled out of the pocket. Both of those things were true there, but penalty is going to give the Jumpers first down, put the ball at the 36-yard line on their own half of the field. Pistol formation, give the ball to the second man through. That's Bailey, and he's got nowhere to run. And you mentioned there were 4 Corbin Redhounds there to wrap him up.
Yeah, that's 2 carries by Kyle Bailey for a net of 0 yards. Just don't know if he's just not getting any lead blocking up front or what, if there's just some breakdown on the offensive line. But the offensive line's going to have their hands full. This is probably going to be one of the best defensive lines that they're going to see in the state.
Senior Zane Hammock on the stop, linebacker, 37 tackles on the season. Second down and 10. Fake the pitch, and now has Samala over here in the left flat. He's going to be forced out of bounds after about a 5-yard pickup, maybe 6, so it'll be third down and manageable for the Briar Jumpers.
It's not a bad little pitch and catch. That's what you're going to have to do to take this Corbin defense. They're just looking to pound you up front as quick as possible. Throw those little out patterns. Let your receivers do some work. So it was a nice pickup on second down.
Excellent point. Try and back those linebackers off the line of scrimmage a little bit. Quick hitters. Third down. And we've got
some defense outside.
Yeah, we may have a little bit of both. Let's see.
Looks like they're already walking backwards.
Yeah, they are. And that's unfortunate because a lot of times your receivers who are split out wide are taught to look inside. They got to move on the snap of the football. And if he sees a defender flinch or something, then he may take off. I'm not sure that's what happened there. Sounds good. That's what I would blame it on. Nonetheless, that's a 5-yard penalty against the Briar Jumpers. McChrystal's going to split wide to the left. Out to the wide right, we got Williams. Again, 2 backs in the backfield, pistol formation. Hughes looking to go down the middle, down the left side, and that's Braden McChrystal was his intended target, but that ball was defended well there by Corbin's Carter Stewart. Underthrown just a little bit, so it's going to be fourth down, and the Jumpers, after picking up 1 first down, are forced to punt.
One first down directly off of a penalty. So far, Somerset's offense has generated 9 total offensive yards for the first quarter.
So the penalty almost double what they've picked up offensively. That one off of the foot of Collier White, bounces at the 31 and takes a beautiful Somerset bounce inside the 25. Official's going to mark it out of bounds at the 23. It'll be first and 10. Corbin going the other way. 4:22 to go in this first quarter play, 14-0.
We want to remind everybody to stay tuned to the end of tonight's coverage, where we will be awarding the Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game, the United Cumberland Bank Defensive Player of the Game, and the Sassy Spoon Catering Lineman of the game.
And I realize you can see 4:22 in the score, but hey, I'm still in somewhat of radio mode, so.
I didn't notice the clock on there.
I didn't either. Oh, Things happen. Okay, 1 man in the backfield to the right side of Elam. He's got trip receivers now. That is Combs, who switches over to the left side. They hand it to him. He's hit in the backfield, breaks the tackle, and gets out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Give him a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Redhounds.
Kylon Williams able to stay with the play and make the tackle. There was somebody in the backfield that failed to get a number that made a first initial contact, and about 3 other defenders that just missed everything. You had to have somebody come from the opposite side of the field to clean it up.
So it'll be 2nd down. They actually give him 5 yards on the play. So trip receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 1 man in the backfield. That's Elam. Decides to keep it himself, run off to the right, and he's going to be close to a first down, Robert.
Got tripped. I don't know if he got tangled up on somebody's foot or if the turf monster got him. Not sure which one.
So not close to a first down. He got enough to move the chains.
Yeah.
So Corbin, 3 minutes and 26 seconds. Clock is running here in this first quarter of play. Clock restarts after the chains get set. And actually, that's a bit of a misnomer. They usually start the clock as soon as the down marker gets set. They don't usually wait on the chains. Ooh, high formation under center. Elam this time. They're going to give it to the second man through on the isolation play, and he is going to bust through for about 9, maybe 10 yards and another first down. On the carry, that is going to be Brody Wells. Wells runs, catches,
throws,
plays defense.
Does a little bit of everything, doesn't he?
Indeed he does.
9 players stacked in the box and still able to pick up 9 yards. That just tells you how good Corbin is up front.
Xander Curry's going to line up in the backfield this time with Elam. 2-2 formation there. Elam, he's going to air it down the right sideline. What a pretty ball. Out and dropped.
That was a beautiful thrown ball.
That was Carter Stewart, who had 6, and I think he was putting them on the board before he gathered the catch.
I mean, he put, 50 yards of air under the ball. Delivered the ball right in stride. It was just, there was only one person to make a play on the ball. That's what you want as a quarterback.
That was as pretty of a pass as you'll see at the high school level, or any level for that matter. So Elam will come back. 2nd down and 10. Still has a man in the backfield. They give it to that man. That's Curry. And he goes up the middle, then bounces it out to the right side, and he just absolutely trucks a Somerset defender.
The defender is down. That's number 2, Collier White. That's your punter.
Yeah.
Hopefully he was just taking a little bit.
Big time run, big time collision there.
Maybe just got the wind knocked out of him. That's what you hope for anyway.
Athletic training staff for the Jumpers has come out to take a look at him. 2:25 to go here in this first quarter of play. Corbin has a 14-point lead on your Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard.
Susan Hansford believes that just like in a ball game, everyone needs a coach in the important events in life. Having a great realtor when purchasing a home or property makes all the difference in life. Susan Hansford will guide you through the transaction so that you can appreciate the journey through the real estate process. Call Susan Hansford today at 606-219-3276 to begin your journey today. We'll make sure that everybody stays tuned to tonight's coverage where we will be having the Hansford halftime report.
They appear to be working on the left arm shoulder area of number 2. That is, as we said, Collier White, and he is the punter for this squad.
I know that Guy Bailey can step in and take punts as well. It's kind of a gift of having some of the athletes that they have on this Somerset side of the football. You just hate to see any young man get hurt. Hopefully it's nothing crazy.
Training staff, Steven Sims, they're going to help him up here.
He's walking off on his own power, but looks like he's holding one shoulder in place. So he must have got full contact right there on the shoulder.
Well, it was a collision. It's going to be enough for the first down. Corbin Redhound ball, 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line of the Jumpers. Corbin breaks the huddle. Elam in the gun. One man to his left. That is Combs, fakes the handoff to him, now looking to go. Has a man streaking down the seam, and that is caught and racing into the end zone for the 3rd touchdown of the ball game for the Redhounds. Just a beautiful pattern on a little slot receiver seam route, and that is Carter Stewart, the man who dropped the probable touchdown here. He made up for it with that play. I'll tell you what, not only are they strong, they're fast too.
Yes, sir. I even said before the game that their strength is running the football, and they're just passing the football all over the field.
Really? Does it surprise you?
No. Anything that I say, it'll be complete opposite.
Kick is up, kick is good. It's 21-0 in favor of Corbin at the 2-minute and 13-second mark of this contest.
Delicious food with Southern flair, made fresh, local favorites. We love all catering, big crowds, small crowds, wedding receptions, business events, picnics. Let us make your event that everyone will remember for years to come. That's Sassy Spoon Catering. With 2 minutes and 13 seconds left to go on in the first half on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard is 21-0. And Somerset really needs to put something together here.
They did. How long was that pass?
Looks like the 40 yards.
Okay.
I don't think they've moved the sticks at all.
Okay, we got it. Thank you.
Yep.
So, with that, 21-0, 2:13 to go, Somerset. They need to get something going here. It's been all Corbin Redhounds in this first quarter of play. This is Toyota of Somerset's high school football presented by Ford Brothers Auctioneers. Baker puts the toe to it.
Wow.
High, deep kick, going to be fielded.
Ooh.
No. Bounced, and now it bounces forward from the 1 yard line out towards the 10. As that was Guy Bailey, if I'm not mistaken, who thought it would go bounce into the end zone.
Yeah.
And he put a little Phil Mickelson backspin on that one, and that's tough right there.
Yeah, that's
You think it's going to bounce in, and then boom, all of a sudden.
now you're in safety
Peril.
territory. Like you
Yeah.
do not want to give up any yards here.
So ball on the 9 yard line. Somerset, they've got to make something happen.
It's got to make something happen to give a little bit of life to this defense. Defense has been out on the field for most of the first quarter.
Indeed, and they're going to get worn out. And so, Chris Hughes, the freshman, 2 backs in the backfield, fakes the handoff, reverses out. Now he's going to take off running and
don't.
got nowhere to go and is going to lose about 4 or
yards.
5 yards inside the 5 yard line.
He
So,
saw the defense collapsing and tried to spin and make a move when all he really needed to do was just step a couple more yards forward, stop the clock, and not take the hit.
yeah, and that's a freshman mistake.
That's right.
That's something that the youngster will learn. They'll coach him up on that.
It was good on the play action. That's one thing that I can
It
appreciate.
was, the play action was good. Twin receivers split to the right. They're out around the hash mark. One man down here to the near side. Hughes. Little cross buck action, gives it to, and fumble. Ball's on the turf, and there are 3 Redhounds around it, and they're going to recover it. It's going to be Corbin football inside the 20 yard line. That play got mixed up in the backfield. Bad exchange, and then the hit caused the ball to pop out, and it is going to be Corbin's ball on the turnover.
When things are just not going right, they just don't go right. One of the keys of the games we talked about was holding on to the football. And now you've given Corbin really short field to work with.
Indeed, and we are down to the 1:14 mark of this first quarter of play. Redhounds have it. Combs in the backfield, lined up to the left of his quarterback, Elam. Elam's got 2 receivers to the left side. Speed option over on the left side, and that is going to be defended well.
by
Out
number
there
1.
was Somerset on the play.
Keandre Giglio there for the stop. Just able to play on that flat. Didn't give up any ground. Able to chase him down. That's speed on speed. That's what you want to see.
So going to lose about 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 14. 2 receivers each way and a man in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Combs to the left of Elam. They do a check with me on the sideline. Play is signaled in. Snap. They left a little early, and another slant play right there. Elam just beyond the outstretched arms of his intended receiver. Once again, that was Carter Stewart.
Was able to make a break towards the inside. That's just their money program right there.
Yeah.
That's where they're getting their points on the board. Be able to run and out route and make one quick step and run to the inside and get the advantage on the cornerback.
Yeah, just inside little post route, if you will. So 2 and 2. Receivers each way. Elam, and again, Cameron Combs in the backfield. Alongside him, 3rd down, 14. Ball just outside the 20 yard line. Drops back, gets flushed out of the pocket. Now looking, good coverage downfield. Elam in trouble. Going to try and throw it to an intended receiver in the end zone. That was Newberry, but behind him, defended down there well by Cam Hughes.
I don't think Corbin's going to take any chances. They're going to put the points on the board. They've got a kicker that can do it. So they're going to set up from about the 20. We're trying to do the math.
21.
22? 21.
Ball's on the 21, so he'll set up.
For right at about a 32-yard, 31-yard field goal?
No, not quite that far. It'll be about a 30, I'm sorry. It's going to be a 39-yard field goal. I'm sorry. Holder, Elam set up at the 19. Or 29, excuse me. That kick is up, and it is good.
39 yards, impressive for a kid in high school.
Indeed. Yeah, sorry, I messed all that yardage up there. But a 39-yard field goal by Baker makes the score 24-0 in favor of Corbin.
Keeping stats and correct score is important to players, coaches, and fans. The same can be said about keeping your taxes and finances in order. For over 26 years, Randall D. Turpin CPA has been doing just that. If accounting is not your thing, then let the pros at Randall D. Turpin CPA do it for you. Proud sponsor of the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard, located on Parker's Mill in Somerset. With 18 seconds left to go in the first quarter, it's all Corbin, 24-0.
So the Briar Jumpers will get the football. Opportunity to see if they can't get some offense generated here right now. Really struggled to get much going. I think their lone first down came via the penalty. Hughes and Bailey back deep. 5-man front for the Jumpers. 5-2-2-2. Kick is high and deep. Bailey comes over for it. He'll field it in the corner at about the 3-yard line. Zigs and zags, gets out across the 20 and going to be brought down at the 22. And I apologize, that was Cam Hughes on the return, not Guy Bailey.
See if Somerset's got anything to play with here with 13 seconds left to go in the quarter, man. They just need some offense bad. I think it looks like as a total offense right now, they're sitting on about 9 yards total offense in the first quarter.
They have been stymied, to say the least. Quad receivers to the right, one to the left, an empty backfield set for Chris Hughes. 4-man rush, we got an encroachment. Off sides, it'll be first down and 5 as the right end for Corbin. He bit on the hard count. That is the man that covered the and wow, they're backing the Jumpers up 5. I didn't see that. But so a false start, and check that 1st and 5. Now it's 1st and 15.
Don't know who the penalty was on. I didn't see anybody up front, so it had to be one of the receivers that jumped.
Had to be, but most of them were over there.
Yeah.
And I don't know how number 92, Israel Summers, would have seen a receiver. He was the defensive end on this near side. Mentioned 4-man front for the Red Hounds. Same formation. 3 to the right. This time the quick screen, and it's going to harmlessly hit the turf. Looks like that was intended for Cam Hughes. So it's going to end the first quarter. 24-0 is your first quarter score. Jumpers trailing Corbin Red Hounds on your Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard.
Rick Barker with Gobby Realty and Auction. We're excited to be a part of presenting the 2022 high school football broadcast. At Gobby Realty and Auction, we strive every day to offer you the top-notch, most professional real estate and auction service around. We were voted the 2022 top real estate and auction company by the Reader's Choice Awards. Give us a call today and let us serve your real estate and auction needs. Good luck to all our high school teams this season. We are proud of all of you.
Hi, I'm Michael Laxton, President and CEO of United Cumberland Bank. At UCB, we know that being involved in the community is really important, and the Chamber is just one of the ways that we do that. We do outreach through the schools. Specifically, we love local sports programs, helped out with several playgrounds across our markets. Any way we can help in the community and get involved, we try to be involved in all of our communities and markets. Our customers are our neighbors too. As a community bank, we want to be part of the community.
United Cumberland Bank, member FDIC. 2nd down and 15 for the Briar Jumpers as they make their way to the now what will be the south end of the field. They'll be heading north towards Highway 80. Beautiful orange and blue sky tonight. Jumpers break the huddle. They're on the far hash mark. Hayden Dick is going to line up wide to the left. One wide receiver wide to the right. Going to have a tight end Palmer and then a wing back. It's going to be Hughes. I'm not sure what we're waiting on. Did we have an issue getting the chains situated? Appreciate you tuning in to high school football. Lake Cumberland Sports. Now we're ready for play. Hughes, one man in the field. That is Bailey. Fake the handoff. Now rolls to his left. Quick pass in the flat. Caught, but going to be dropped for very little to no gain. That's Cam Hughes. So a brother-to-brother connection there. No gain. It'll be 3rd down and 15. So jumpers trying to go away from the strong side and the wide side of the field to no avail. 3rd and 15.
3rd and 15, not a place to be this deep in your end zone. I swear, just nothing seems to be going right for the offense.
And remember, the punter went out earlier with an injury.
That's true.
Clock running, 11:26. No men in the backfield. 2 to the left, 3 receivers to the right. Hughes looking, has time down the middle, and it is caught. 1st down, Somerset. Beautiful reception over the middle by Hayden Dick. Is that Gross?
Josh Gross, yeah.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
5s and 6 look a lot. They look very similar to me. You're right. It was Josh Gross on the reception, his 3rd of the year. Jumpers pick up another Remax Lake Time Realty 1st down. Ball at the 34. Let's see if that doesn't
get
this offense fired up a little bit.
That's right.
2 receivers to the right, the man on the inside. That's Palmer, the tight end. 2 backs in the backfield. Got a jump, offsides, no call. And they're going to say he never got into the neutral zone. I find that hard to believe. And handoff to Hughes off to the right side goes nowhere. And you called it, partner. That was a collision.
They ran right into the defender. Defender played low defense, exactly what you want to do. Stopped him right in his tracks. So far, Somerset rushing yards 2 for the entire game. There's not a lot to be had on the ground against this Corbin defense.
2 backs in the pistol formation for Somerset. Hughes, 3-step drop, flings it over here and high, and that is a huge hit.
And that's how you get somebody in the air and hurt.
In the NFL and college, that's a hit on a defenseless receiver. Don't believe we have that rule in high school.
Able to walk on his own power. He's a little shaken up, but
was that Samala?
Samala.
Yeah.
I can appreciate the fact that Caden Samala went high to try to get that ball and wrangle it in. That's just pure competitive spirit, but you left yourself in a defensive spot and you pay for it.
Southwestern on top of Mercer County, 14-7 in the 2nd quarter. 2 right, 1 to the left. Again, pistol formation for the jumpers. Bailey is the eye back. Hughes going to go down the middle. The receiver has, and that is going to be picked off at the 36-yard line by Corbin, making his way back across midfield and being brought down at the 40-yard line of Somerset. Finally, it's Guy Bailey. I didn't see who it was that got the interception.
I think it was number
7. Joe West Lester. No, Jeremiah Gilbert.
I can't tell. I'm gonna
go with number 7 or number 1. Bailey gets the tackle and prevents the extra big return.
That's right.
About 18 yards on that interception return.
14 minutes of gameplay, 2 turnovers already.
9 minutes and 49 seconds to go in this first half of play. Corbin has the ball in Somerset territory again. Fake to Coombs. They swing it out here on the left side. Nice catch on the little bubble screen and taking it down inside the 30-25 and then a late hit. That is Carter Stewart with the catch. And
that's a frustration play right there.
See where they mark him out, and then they're going to tack on. It'll be a half the distance to the goal. So, dead ball. Ball is spotted at the 19, so, well, yep. Okay, they said 20, so put it at the 10. First and goal on the 10 for the Red Hounds.
It's 3 turnovers for 20 yards. 3 turnovers for 20 yards, and you've got about 20 yards of total offense.
And the Mahan split wide to the left. One man in the slot on this near side as well. I'm sorry, it's Mahan in the slot. Snapped Elam. He hands off to Combs, who just blasts his way right up the heart of the defense and picks up a good 4 yards, tackled there by Somerset.
Looked like Guy Bailey was the first one to make initial contact, and Keandre Giglio there to clean it up. Called his name a few times already. He's made a little bit of a difference in his first game out.
2nd and goal from the 6. Again, Combs in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right. Elam takes the snap. Combs swings out to the right. Elam doesn't look for him. Now he does, late at the 10, and he's just going to trot into the end zone. Jumpers left him out there all alone. He was the safety valve, had everything covered well downfield, but Elam got it over to Combs, and the 6-yard pass complete for a touchdown.
Need make a little bit of a defensive adjustment. Every defensive lineman down front's getting double teamed, and I don't know how the math seems to work out, but I look down and 57's double teamed, 58's double teamed. Just taking them out of the equation.
Maker on for the extra point. Pops it through. It is good, and it is 31-0 in favor of Corbin, and this game is in danger of advancing to a running clock.
The name to know when you or your friends and family are buying or selling real estate is Ron Shaw with Weichert Realtors Ford Brothers. Ron has a long-standing history of community service and is a proud supporter of youth sports in the Lake Cumberland area. Ron truly cares for others and will work hard for all his clients no matter the size or value of the property they are selling. You can contact Ron Shaw at 606-271-0774 or email him at ronshaw45@gmail.com. That's Ron Shaw at Weichert Realtors Ford Brothers. With 9 minutes left to go in the first half, it's all Corbin, 31-0.
It is. Toyota of Somerset's high school football presented by Ford Brothers Auctioneers and Realtors. Don't forget, next week, Whitley County is at Pulaski County. That will be our Buffalo Wings and Rings video game of the week. Had lunch there today. Pretty good. Yes, sir.
I was supposed to be off work at midnight and had to stick around for a training, so I didn't get off work till almost 5 this morning. Otherwise, I would have joined you.
Well, make sure you check your text messages and stuff. We need to get you on that list. They changed things up on me today. I drove all the way down one end of town and ended up at the wrong place. That kick is going to go through the end zone. Bounces over the goalpost. So if you count the bounce, it would be good for 3 points, but if you don't, we won't. And Somerset will get the ball for 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line with 9 minutes to go in this first half of play. 31-0 on your Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. Corbin in front.
That's the difference somebody with a strong leg can make. That just gives you no chance of return, or if you do, it just flips the field. That's the difference. It's a nice special teams problem to have.
Chris Hughes, the freshman quarterback, has one man in the backfield. To his right, he's got Hughes, Palmer, and I believe that's McChrystal. Now Bailey comes out there as well, and that's a lateral. And did they blow it dead? That was a backwards pass.
That should be dead where it's at.
That should be dead where it's at, covered up by Guy Bailey, but let's see.
Looks like they're going to mark it back and spot it right there where he caught it.
Yeah, good call by the officials, and now
they're down there saying no.
Somerset coach pleading the case, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, the ball started at the 20-yard line, and he caught it at the 10. Not the 10. Looks like maybe the third,
quarterback
14.
was back about 7 yards.
That's
they're
right.
Gonna change it. Change the call. Well,
I guess that's a gift.
The line judge or head linesman, I'm not sure who's on which side, but the guy in charge of the line of scrimmage right here on this near side, he was right there. He did a good job, and he went out and he talked to the referee about it and said, this is what I saw. Referee said, okay. Not a lot of argument from across the way. 3 receivers to the right. One man in the backfield. That's Bailey. They hand it to him, looking for room on the left, and stymied.
Yeah, backfield. He's going to lose a couple yards on that one. So, going to wait to give the spot to see how many total yards he's lost. Looks like maybe 2.
Somerset just 2 first downs in this first half of play, and one of those was via 15-yard roughing the passer penalty. So Jumpers really struggling to get anything generated here offensively.
Well, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rushing attempts, 1 yard.
That's not a good number.
No, 1 total yard.
Defense for Corbin has been outstanding, and now we're going to get a stoppage in play as Cam Hughes had a white towel. He was trying to throw off to the sideline. Well, and that one went backwards. So a little bit of levity, and Tony Palmer says, I'll just pick it up and run it over there.
When nothing's going your way, even the towel goes
Now
backwards.
we're going to change footballs. I saw one come rolling across like a bowling ball trying to pick up a 7-10 split.
Just trying to change the luck.
Footballs, yeah, anything right now at this point. Do what you can. That's what it takes. Trips to the right, 1 to the left, 1 man in the backfield. That is Bailey. Dropping back is Hughes, flings it out here on the side. Nice job on the out pattern, and that is going to be caught and taken out of bounds. Cam Hughes, and he got hit in the knee, and he's going to be slow to get up on that sideline.
Yeah, those low hits are where you're
exposed. I thought
exposed.
maybe, too, that was just a whisker late, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, they're not going to give him that one, though, are they?
I hate it for Cam Hughes. Hopefully he'll be able to get up here pretty soon. He's back. He's not in the white, so he's out of the – they're going to wait and see if they can't get him. Corbin trying to make sure they got everybody in position. Now we're going to go. Back to punt is Guy Bailey. Bailey gets away a pretty nice high kick. Fair catch called for at the 37-yard line by Corbin's number 15, Carter Stewart.
1 catch here and game gets short.
It does, and Somerset, they don't want that right now, especially not before the half. It may be inevitable, but right now, coaching staff going to call on this Jumpers to tell, hey, it's gut check time, fellas. Okay. This is a talented football team that has executed everything almost perfectly tonight. Where are you?
Gut check, right?
Yep.
Even though your defense has been out on the field most of the game, gut check time.
Trips to the right, 1 lone receiver to the left. Man in the backfield. Elam drops back. Now he's getting chased. Looking. He's going to stop, throw, and a nice catch across the middle of the field. Mahan on the reception, and that's Hayden Dick on the defense. Dick just a hair late getting there, and that's going to be a first down for the Red Hounds. Going to put the ball at the 48-yard line of Somerset. Clock begins to start. As soon as the chains are set, 7:53 to go. Well, the referee hadn't started the clock yet. Still hasn't. Interesting. A little lapse in game management there. Snap. Handoff up the middle. Tried to go right, then cuts to the left instead of the 1 hole. 2 hole. Decides to go through the 1 hole. So
caught from the back by 57, tonight wearing 57s. Preston Reed was able just to get onto the back of the defender from the opposite side of the field and carry him to the ground.
Usually you got to pay 50 cents to ride a pony like that. So 2nd down and 5. I don't know. It's probably been a long time since I've been to the pony ride. I may be a little short. Elam snaps, rolls to his right, looking to air it out downfield. Battle for it in the corner towards the end zone, and is it caught? Nope.
Even if it was caught, I think
was out of
number
bounds.
21, Lee Felix, was right there on the spot and was able to push him out of bounds. There was all kinds of holding up front on the offensive line.
We got a flag in the backfield holding on the offense.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say. They had Preston Reed just all gabbled up by the neck, by the face
well,
mask.
It's because he didn't pay for his pony ride.
Yeah,
That's
they're
what
wanting
it's
the money
all
back,
about.
right?
Yeah. That's what happens.
You're going to pay the toll one way or the other, right?
So it'll be second down and, we'll say 25. Heard the Corbin radio guy say a mile. I'll go with that. One back in the backfield. They fake the handoff to him. Now Elam looks, swings it out on the right side, and right there on the spot, Josh Gross. Again, he has defended that well all night long. Pass is caught by Creekmore, but he's going to lose a couple more yards.
He has played that screen pass protection very, very well tonight. That's 3 times that Josh Gross has made an individual tackle on that exact play on either side of the field.
Third down, 28 yards. Need a whole bunch here. We know Elam's got the arm to throw. A ball fumbled. Tried to fake the handoff. Elam still up and was going to throw. Finally, he is brought down. A sack by Somerset. And that series right there for the Jumpers may be their best of the night.
That's right.
Good job up front by the Jumpers to get some pressure on. And I believe
number 23, Kylon Williams, was able to just read the snap perfectly. He was already up and in the backfield by the time the ball was being delivered to the quarterback. I think that just broke the entire play because everybody else was able to swarm in, but it shows you the strength of the quarterback from Corbin to be able to stand there with 4 or 5 people just dangling on him before he goes down.
Jacob Duarte was part of that as well. Good to see him back in the lineup this week. Vegas missed game last week against Painful. That punt is going to be down at the 31-yard line, so the Jumpers force a punt.
First time that they were able to hold Corbin to anything that wasn't a score.
So 5:45 to go here in this first half of play. Jumpers trail by 31. And now, can they get some offense generated? Defense says, please, a couple of first downs, let us catch our breath. Of course, a lot of these kids go 2 ways.
They do.
So it's nothing new to them. It's just, and then that point for a two-way player, is it more of a game of what's going on inside your head mentally?
Probably.
One man in the backfield. They hand it to him off to the right. That's Bailey looking, finds a little gap and gets out across the 32 out to the 34-yard line. So a gain of 3.
Gilbert with a stop for the Redhounds.
So it'll be second down. We'll call it 7 for the Jumpers. 5 minutes, 45 seconds to go. We lost our clock.
Where do we get that back at? I kind
don't
of like
know.
that.
I did too. It's all right.
That's all right. 5 minutes and 38 seconds. Clock still counting.
Hughes gets the play from the sideline. Breaks the huddle. Samala's going to split out wide to the left. Looks like Palmer's going to line up in a wing. Now slide inside. Comes across. Palmer, the intended target here, but in trouble. Hughes never even had a chance as he is pushed out of bounds. And again, we're going to call Israel Summers' number.
Yep, that's going to be a pretty nice loss right there. That's going to back him up about 7 yards.
Palmer had lined up in a wing, kind of set inside the tackle, and then came across, and I believe he was going to be the intended receiver, but Hughes never had time to react. He ended up just running for his life to get out of bounds. Got a big shove from Summers, and loss on the play makes it third down, and we'll call it 14. Trips to the left, including Bailey, so make it quads to the left. Empty backfield. Lone receiver out here to the right. That's Braden McChrystal. Chris Hughes barks out the signals, but we got a flag, and we've got a false start. Nope, offsides.
Offsides, we'll take that. 5 yards the easy way.
2 or 3 times tonight we've seen some Red Hounds jump. That's the first time they got called for the infraction. Got to wonder if Chris Hughes, using a little voice inflection, hard count, trying to.
I say you go for the same play twice. There you go.
Same formation. Trips bunch to the left, and then in the inside slot, that's Bailey. He comes in motion to the right. He's on a wheel. Looking, for him, but can't get eyes on him because he's running for his life as Elam out of the backfield. So a lot of pressure inside by the Corbin Redhound defense. Man on the sack, that will be Jace Hatfield. And it's 4th down, and Guy Bailey is going to get his second chance to punt tonight. 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Clock is running in this first half of play. Somebody over there on the far sideline keeps throwing a football up in the air, and I keep thinking it's a flag every time. Bailey, little rugby-style kick, and this time he gets under it, and it's got some backspin, but it takes a good Somerset bounce and is going to roll all the way inside the 25.
Not bad there. When you needed something to happen.
45-yard punt, no return, so a good job there by Bailey. Somerset, see if they can't stop this Redhound offense 2 series in a row.
I'd like to think that it gives them a little bit of life having to try to get 2 stops in a row.
Yep.
The first one gives you a little bit of, a little bit of energy maybe. The second one, hopefully.
We'll see. Empty backfield for Elam. He's got 2 receivers to the left, 3 split out to the right. He's going to roll to the right, looking downfield, no pressure, plenty of time. He's got a man behind the defense, caught at the 38-yard line, and finally going to be drugged down at the 35 of Somerset. Stewart on the catch. Defending for Somerset was Lee Felix, but that's a big-time throw and catch right there for the Redhounds.
That's right. That young man has got you can see why he took the starting quarterback job. Young man's got accuracy.
Throws a pretty ball,
yes,
doesn't he?
Sir.
As they like to say, he can spin it. Officials wind the clock. Handoff. Little counter action. Comes from the right side over to the left. Going to be a short gain, maybe 3.
Looking for a number on the stop on that one. Looks like 24, Jacob Duarte.
Vegas.
That's right. It is good to see him back because I know he missed a couple of games with some kind of injury.
Update, Southwestern's up 21-10 over Mercer County late in the second quarter. See if we can't get an update. Pulaski County and Whitley. We'll help our good friends out. Across the Lake Cumberland Sports Network. Empty back. Nope, one man in the backfield. It just couldn't see him. They faked the handoff. Elam in trouble, getting pressure and going to be wrapped up. Still going to pick up, get across the line to gain, but that was
Keandre Giglio right there on the play. Called his name a lot tonight on defense. Looked like he's trying to make a statement for Defensive Player of the Game tonight. You've had him make a few really nice plays, and you've had Josh Gross make a few really nice plays tonight. Timely and needed every time.
3rd down, 5 to go. Man in motion. They hand it to him on the jet sweep. No, keeper by Elam, and he makes a man miss at the line of scrimmage and is going to race on into the end zone. Touchdown, Corbin Redhounds.
The game just got shorter, y'all.
Indeed it did, and that is going to make it 37-0. 30-yard run by Elam.
Kate Elam's a really, really nice football player, y'all.
So, Baker on to attempt the extra point. That one is up and good. So 2 minutes, 29 seconds remain in the half, and we should have a running clock situation from this point on, unfortunately, as it's 38-0 in favor of Corbin.
Conveniently located off North Highway 27 between Big Lots and Backyard Burger, Magic Monograms is the place for custom embroidery, screen printing, and so much more. They can put your designs on medical and athletic uniforms, corporate and school apparel. Find them on Facebook. Search Magic Monograms and Embroidery.
Robert, Kate Elam's all that and a bag of chips when it comes to playing football, but Heard from Mike Kerr earlier today. He's a pretty good baseball player, too,
Yeah.
and was told that he is a commit to the University of Louisville. So,
Oh, really?
a
Already?
little bit of a, yes, as a sophomore.
Yeah,
That may change.
that may change. If he keeps playing football like this, there's going to be some programs out there that's going to want this young man.
He's going to might have a Kyler Murray decision to make.
Is that true?
John Elway,
Ooh, look at you.
Bo Jackson.
How many more you got?
I don't know. I know Baker's kick is headed towards the end zone, and this time it's going to land about 8 yards deep, so no doubter there. Touchback, it'll be Somerset ball, 1st and 10. Clock is running, 2:15 to go here in this first half of play. Of course, we will have a full halftime period, and we'll recap that. It'll be the Susan Hansford halftime report. So Somerset going to come out. Hughes brings the play in from the sideline to his jumper squad. Not a lot of life in this jumper bunch right now.
No, but you're seeing some fresh faces out on the field for Corbin.
Just a formation. Hand it to Hughes. He gets back
Not
to
gonna
the
take a
line of
step
scrimmage,
backwards.
and he is clobbered right there at the line of scrimmage. On the tackle, that is Evan Baker, junior linebacker for the Red Hounds.
Shows you how good they are. Corbin can put brand new faces out on the field and not miss a beat.
So 1 minute, 15 to go. Clock is running. 20 seconds on the play clock, so plenty of time here. If I'm Somerset, I'd
They're
let
just
that
gonna
play
run it
clock
and run it.
run down.
Yeah.
Hughes now with 10 seconds. He'll take the snap. Looking to throw. Pulls it down, runs, and has a man, but can't gather it in. The receiver on the play, that is Cade Samala. Would have been short of the first down. Incomplete pass, but the clock does run since we are in a 38-point differential. Has to be 36, right?
That's right. 36 in high school. Actually, I think it's 36 in middle school, too.
Okay. Did you know there is a mercy rule in college? And I did not know this.
I didn't know until you were the one
It's
telling me
not
about it.
automatic, but I was involved in a game recently where they cut the 15-minute quarters down to 8 minutes.
Somerset's going to have to get one play off before
Yeah.
the halftime.
There's about 4 seconds difference between the play clock and the game clock. Down to 7 on the game clock. Snap. Hughes looking, going to throw it down this side and looking for intended receiver Josh Gross. It sails over him. That horn you hear, siren, that is the end of the first half. 38-0. Corbin on top of Somerset here on Toyota of Somerset's high school football, presented by Ford Brothers Realtors.
Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been serving and supporting our local communities. We want you to know that we are here for you and your family. Someone you can trust, someone you can count on, now and for the better days to come. Trusted, loyal, dedicated, helpful, and consistent. Toyota of Somerset. Come see us or visit us online at toyotaofsomerset.com.
We, the people of this great land, are resilient and will get through this. And buying and selling is the real stimulus. Land and real estate are the premium investments, and they're not just making any more land. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we'll get you the most for your property with live, online, and multi-parcel auctions. Selling farms, homes, developments, and commercial properties for top dollar. Give us a call or online at FordBrothersInc.com.
Most accidents and breakdowns happen close to home. You know who else is close to home? Tire Pros. With our 24/7 roadside assistance, we're always there for you. And our team of trained and certified technicians can repair your brakes, transmission, electrical, and more. Looking for tires? Shopping online is fast and easy. Choose from our huge selection of name brand tires, then schedule an appointment to have them professionally installed at a time that's convenient for you. Hassle-free, guaranteed. Tire Pros. We're here for you.
I'm Michael Laxton, President and CEO of United Cumberland Bank. At UCB, we know that being involved in the community is really important, and the Chamber is just one of the ways that we do that. We do outreach through the schools. Specifically, we love local sports programs, helped out with several playgrounds across our markets. Any way we can help in the community and get involved. We try to be involved in all of our communities and markets. Our customers are our neighbors too. As a community bank, we want to be part of the community.
Out here in the real world, we've spent too much time waiting around and wondering if we'll ever get to be what we really want to be. Now it's time to move forward. And with a little help from Somerset Community College, you can finish that degree or start a whole new life as an IT VIP, a healthcare hero, and more. In less time and for less money than you think. The time is now. The place is here. Never underestimate you.
The direction of Megan and John Lennox.
Halftime at Clark Field as you're looking at the Jumper Marching Band, looking spectacular as always, and going to entertain this crowd here. Halftime, 38-0, Jumpers trail the Corbin Redhounds. It has been all Corbin in this first half of play. This is the Susan Hansford halftime report.
Susan Hansford believes that just like in a ball game, everyone needs a coach in the important events in life. Having a great realtor when purchasing a home or property makes all the difference in the outcome of the transaction. Susan Hansford will guide you through the transaction so that you can appreciate the journey through the real estate process. Call Susan Hansford today at 606-219-3276 to begin your journey. So some early stats to give to you guys, and these are not good, y'all. Not good. So right now, Guy Bailey, 6 attempts on the ground for a total of 40 yards. 2 attempts on the ground by Cam Hughes for a net gain of 2 total yards. And there's quite a few rushes here by a lot of them just hurries out of the pocket. Some of them be a sack. Some of them just be a loss of yardage trying to scramble. But right now, Chris Hughes has a net total of, well, minus 10 yards. In the air tonight, Chris Hughes so far 4 for 11 with 1 interception for 28 total yards. You got 2 receptions by Cam Hughes for 8 yards, 1 reception by Caden Samala for 7 yards, 1 reception by Josh Gross for 13 total yards. So if you're 28 yards in the air, minus 4 rushing, so a total of 24 yards of offense in the first half. Don't think that's going to win a lot of ball games, sir.
No, it's been tough row to hoe for these Somerset Briar Jumpers, and Corbin just outstanding in all facets of the game. And having a little conversation off the air a moment ago with some of their radio guys, and they're saying they're short a running game. They don't have that Belco. And I said, well, tie a couple of those guys together because they look pretty doggone good. And if I've got a kid like Cade Elam who can sling the ball everywhere, not to mention he came into tonight with 5 rushing touchdowns, make it 6 rushing touchdowns. And, well, he's got 2 more rushing touchdowns there. So,
yep.
Yeah, he's a big-time weapon for this Redhound offense.
24 total yards of offense. They've got 20 yards on 3 penalties. And 2 turnovers, that 1 interception and 1 fumble, and that 1 fumble was taking place right there at about the 17-yard line, so it just really gave Corbin a short field. And those are the things that just hurt you. They've been able to air the ball out. The Somerset secondary has been burnt on quite a few occasions. There's been a lot of runs that they get the first lead block, but then nobody in the secondary is able to make any kind of tackles tonight. So it's just you're talking about skill and experience versus youth, and this is the outcome. It's 38-0 as we speak.
Skill, experience, and just a well-executed game by Corbin Redhounds. And one of the other reasons they're able to break out some of those big runs, and we haven't really talked about it a lot, but you get excellent downfield blocking by this receiving corps. So not only do they catch the ball, especially when Elam puts it out there, right on target, but they are very good at getting downfield, and that's what gives you big runs.
That's right.
If even if you do break through the line of scrimmage, or once you break through the line of scrimmage, if you get a good block downfield, next thing you know, you've turned an 8-yard play into a 20 or 30 or even more. as evidenced, Elam was able to run in for that last score from 30 yards, and just a nice little zone read play by him. He kept the ball and took it right up the middle. Somebody got a good downfield block on the safety, and it was just an outstanding first half of football for PC. Somerset, they're in the locker room right now. They're licking some wounds. They're trying to figure out what can we do different. I think now this is where Coach Robbie Lucas and the staff, they talk to these guys, young guys. Now this is another educational moment, if you will. Coaching, you do a lot of teaching, and this is a teaching moment. Going to talk to these kids about, what kind of moxie do you have coming out in this second half. There's not going to be a lot of time to play. There's not going to be a lot of extra snaps because of the running clock situation. What do you tell your kids?
You tell them that this is just one of those two games. And I mentioned this to start. When you looked at the schedule, there were 3 games that really stood out on the schedule. It was LCA, Corbin, and Beechwood. You knew Beechwood was going to be very good. You knew Corbin was going to be very good. So they came out and they punched you in the mouth, and they've got 38-0 lead. What you tell these kids during halftime is right now the score is meaningless. You go out there and you finish the second half. You play for some pride at this point. If you got any kind of pride left into you, chances are Corbin, they're not going to be worrying about stats tonight. They're going to be worrying about resting their players for the rest of the season. You're going to see a lot of fresh new faces. So you want to come out here and put something on the board and get some kind of confidence to grow from this. 38-0 be demoralizing for these kids. But a lot of these kids are out there trying their best. They're trying to make plays. It's just you've got a handful of kids that are really capable of making some football plays, and you're a little short-handed when it comes to any kind of depth, that's where Corbin's going to beat you, and that's what they've done all night.
Now, we know that Somerset next week is going to, again, be home against Williamsburg. And you mentioned the next rest of the season for the Redhounds. They got to travel to Simon Kenton,
right.
And that's not next week, if I'm not mistaken. They go September 30th. So they'll get a week off, and then they've got to go up to Northern Kentucky and take on a pretty good Simon Kenton team. Southwestern was able to beat them in a game up there as well. But
then they turned around and got beat by Beechwood pretty handily too. So
indeed,
Simon Kenton's going to have their hands full too. And this Corbin, they're not going to go up there and just roll, but you can see why this team is number 10 in the state.
Indeed, and look for this team to make a big-time run in the KHSAA football playoffs, but that's still a week away. Can you believe, though, that this game marks the halfway point of the season?
It seems like it's flown by pretty quick, hasn't it?
It has, and football season always does. Your score at the half, 38-0. Somerset trails. They're not a lot they can do, because even if they get that lead back under that 36-point mark, you don't revert back to regular timing. So this game will be quite a bit shorter. But Somerset fans, I want to encourage you, hang with these guys. They're young, they're out here learning, and this is probably as much of a physical game. I think so far this game's been more physical than the Beechwood game.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And, so hang with these young Briar jumpers. They're going to be okay, and don't be surprised if they still make some noise come the end of the season.
I think so too. Henderson Chiropractic, committing to relieving your pain using the true principles of chiropractic care. Their caring, helpful team strives for excellence through extraordinary service and patient education. Dr. Henderson provides chiropractic care for injuries that occur during sports, auto accidents, work-related activities, and just everyday wear and tear. The experience you need and the results you want, that's Henderson Chiropractic. Entrust Healthcare Counseling Services made it their mission to be the trusted leader in promoting mental health in Kentucky for the last 23 years. We personalize your services to meet your needs, whether they be in our office, over the phone, or through our computer. Call Entrust at 606-676-0638 to get services started today from anywhere in Kentucky. You can always visit their Facebook page at Entrust Healthcare Counseling Services to learn more about how they can help you and your family today. At Entrust, your mental health matters. We want to say thank you to Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships for presenting tonight's coverage of high school football. Be sure to take advantage of the end of summer savings. Visit them at any of their 4 Somerset locations or on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships, where they treat you like family. Again, they are the presenting sponsor for the official photography sponsor for tonight's game. So if you see Tracy McChrystal on the sidelines, wave hi to her and say thank you. We're right now 3 minutes and 31 seconds left to go in half before they give the extra 3-minute warm-up time. Bob, you want to talk a little bit of college football?
Well, sure. How about them Cats?
How about them Cats? Go down to Florida, get a win. Home tomorrow against Youngstown State, so I guess I get to leave this game, go home and sleep, wake up and travel to Lexington and watch another one.
Indeed you do. I'll watch the first bit of it, and then
where's Lindsey Wilson play tomorrow?
Lindsey Wilson plays Cumberland's tomorrow, so that's a big-time Mid-South Conference matchup. Lindsey, Cumberland's, and Georgetown and Bethel, the 4 teams that were, preseason favorites to play for that conference championship. So this will probably be the first big-time test for either of these guys, new head coaches for both schools. So I'll make the trip down to Williamsburg and have that game for you. But, and then you mentioned Youngstown State, an FCS school.
It is.
A unique nickname.
The Penguins?
The Penguins.
Yeah.
Not sure if Penguins are native to Youngstown, Ohio, but president of that university, just a little background for Cats fans, is one Jim Tressel, former head coach, national championship winning coach at Ohio State, and he won 2 national championships at Youngstown State as an FCS, or at that time it was Division I AA. So
you wouldn't know anything about Ohio State football coaches.
I've followed a little bit over the years, and it's can't help it. It's my alma mater.
That's
so
right.
if I wear you out with that,
that's all right.
I apologize, but if I have a number 2 college football team that I root for,
Michigan.
It will be bite your tongue. It would be the Kentucky Wildcats, and I'm loving everything the Wildcats have done. I'm a big Bob Stoops fan as well, or I'm sorry, Mark Stoops. Well, I'm a fan of all the Stoops brothers.
Yeah, they're all great coaches, and I wish I loved last year, or it was 2 years ago when Chris and I were calling games. He's the Michigan fan of the bunch, so he'd always give you a razz, and I always can give him a razz now on the other end of the line.
Well,
we could text him and let him know, especially when that game comes up. I can't wait for the back and forth.
Since we've got a minute before we get ready to take a break here, I'll just tell one thing. Today I saw a list of the 25 worst teams in all of college football, okay. Division I. The worst team was Michigan's opponent last week. That would be Hawaii, the Rainbow Warriors. The only thing they've got is a cool nickname. The second worst team in the country would be Colorado State Rams. That was the team that Michigan opened up with.
Oh.
The 17th worst team is going to be the Yukon Huskies.
Who they play this week?
That's who they play this week. And then their opening week in the Big Ten is the Maryland Terrapins, and that is the 25th worst team in the country. So Michigan fans are all excited right now.
Because they're going to start 4-0.
Cool your jets a little bit. Let's see how you do. And then they get to play Iowa and Indiana. So if Jim Harbaugh's not 6-0 going into the Penn State game, they ought to ship him out, which they've come close to a couple of times. But he got a big win last year against Ohio State, won the Big Ten championship. Congratulations to him. That's enough of that. I'll probably get in all kinds of trouble. But nonetheless, that was all for my good friend Chris Staten, who's at the PC game. Give you a score there. That game is 7-0, Pulaski County over Madison Southern in Berea. That's at the half. We are 38-0 here. We're going to step out. They put 12 minutes on the – oh, there's the mandatory 3. So we're going to step out and take a commercial break, and we'll come back, get you all the second half action right here on Lake Cumberland Sports.
Rick Barker with Godby Realty and Auction. We're excited to be a part of presenting the 2022 high school football broadcast. At Godby Realty and Auction, we strive every day to offer you the top-notch, most professional real estate and auction service around. We were voted the 2022 Top Real Estate and Auction Company by the Reader's Choice Awards. Give us a call today and let us serve your real estate and auction needs. Good luck to all our high school season. We are proud of all of you.
Hi, I'm Michael Laxton, President and CEO of United Cumberland Bank. At UCB, we know that being involved in the community is really important, and the Chamber is just one of the ways that we do that. We do outreach through the schools. Specifically, we love local sports programs, helped out with several playgrounds across our markets. Any way we can help in the community and get involved. We try to be involved in all of our communities and markets. Our customers are our neighbors too. As a community bank, we want to be part of the community.
Most accidents and breakdowns happen close to home. You know who else is close to home? Tire Pros. With our 24/7 roadside assistance, we're always there for you. And our team of trained and certified technicians can repair your brakes, transmission, electrical, and more. Looking for tires? Shopping online is fast and easy. Choose from our huge selection of name brand tires, then schedule an appointment to have them professionally installed at a time that's convenient for you. Hassle-free, guaranteed. Tire Pros. We're here
Out here in the real world, we've spent too much time waiting around and wondering if we'll ever get to be what we really want to be. Now it's time to move forward. And with a little help from Somerset Community College, you can finish that degree or start a whole new life as an IT VIP, a healthcare hero, and more. In less time and for less money than you think. The time is now. The place is here. Never underestimate you.
House for sale.
Home for sale.
Home for sale.
Home for sale. Home for sale.
We've got a home.
Available now.
Looking for cash? Well, look no more. Alton Blakely's got cash. Is that cash, Daniel?
Yep.
And you're giving cash for cars?
Yep.
For real?
Yep.
Why not? Then on down to Alton Blakely, where selling your car is as easy as ABC. If you have a vehicle you'd like to sell or trade, it's fast and easy to get paid. And we'll give you top dollar. Visit Alton Blakely today. All the best since 1965.
Game time did just get better. Thank you to Buffalo Wings and Rings for bringing you this video broadcast of the Somerset Briar Jumpers playing host to the Corbin Red Hounds. And it's been all Corbin in the first half of this ball game. A fresh 12 minutes up on the clock. Somerset will receive, and we will have a running clock from here on out.
Be sure to watch Buffalo Wings and Rings Video Game of the Week on Lake Cumberland Sports. Our next video broadcast is the Whitley County versus Pulaski County game next Friday. Wings created your way, always fresh and never frozen burgers.
Back deep for Somerset. That is Cam Hughes and Guy Bailey. They'll set up on the goal line. They haven't had much of an opportunity to return here with the excellent kicker, Jacob Baker. He's got the potential to kick
next
on
level.
Saturdays
Yes,
next
sir.
season, and he's going to drive that one just shy of the back of the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 10. Somerset Briar Jumpers on the 20-yard line.
The keys of the game were brought to you by Wattis Cabinets. At Wattis Cabinets, they provide their customers with friendly service. They value your business and mission to provide reliable products and services. The courteous and professional team at Wattis Cabinet Design Center can turn your vision into reality. Visit the Wattis Cabinet Design Center on the corner of South Highway 27 and Slate Branch Road to learn more about what they can do for you.
Somerset breaks the huddle, and the referee starts the clock, or he's trying to. Two backs in the backfield, pistol formation. That's Hughes and Bailey. Back there with Chris Hughes. He swings it over to Palmer. Palmer catches it behind the line of scrimmage. He gets out to the 20, maybe the 21, and he's going to go no further. Tackled there by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make it 6 Corbin Red Hounds.
That's the first touch he's had all game and was able to be right there on the spot. That's the closing speed and the discipline of the Corbin defense at play.
Young man has the potential to become a great tight end.
Yes, he does.
He is 6'2", 215 pounds, but Somerset just not able to generate much offense. They're going to give him the line of scrimmage, so it's 2nd down and 10. Pitch in the backfield. That's Cam Hughes sprinting around the left side and picking up. Oh, was that Felix?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
And that was a burst of speed right there. Felix.
Biggest run of the game so far, 11 yards total on the ground.
Listed at 5'6", 145 pounds. So
one of those 3 kids that are from McCurry County that just got ruled eligible this week, and that just shows you what a difference they can make.
He is. That is a rematch. Lake Time Realty 1st down. Chains move. Ball at the 31-yard line for the Jumpers. Two backs in the backfield. Again, Felix looking for room around the right side. Gets a block, 35, spin move, and gets all the way and is close to another first down. Looks like he's going to be just a whisker shy.
That's another gain. That's 9 yards of carry on that. Good speed on the young man. That's 2 carries for 20 yards, which really, knowing that Somerset had -4 rushing yards, get 2 carries.
I was going to say, that's
that times 5 on 2 carries.
So it'll be about a yard short of the first down. He actually had to get to the 41. Felix going to remain in the game.
Just feed him the ball one more time, right?
Pistol formation. And I'm trying to see who else is in the backfield with him, and that is going to be Giglio.
Watching the Somerset group, and they hung their head pretty quick, but I can't tell. It looks like they're going to mark that off against Corbin.
Yeah. So Giglio now is going to line up in the backfield next to Felix. Jumpers now with the second first down of the drive. Drive brought to you by Remax Lake Time Realty. Handoff around the right side. Giglio, and he gets held up and then stopped. Dropping the hammer on him for Corbin. That is going to be Eli Walker.
Still a net gain of 3 yards.
We'll give him 2. They marked him back at the 47, so it's all right. Sometimes officials move that spot around on you. Samala split wide to the left. Down here on the right, that's Braden McChrystal. Chris Hughes in the backfield. He hands it to the second man through, finds a gap, gets across the 50 into Corbin territory on the carry. That is, again, Lee Felix.
About 6 total yards, so that's 3 carries by Felix for 26 yards, just moving feet, and that could be the difference in fresh legs, too.
Absolutely. Third down and 2 yards. Corbin's got some younger guys in there as well, so keep all of that in mind. Now we see Bailey is going to be the back and then dropped. That was a bad mess right there between Chris Hughes and Guy Bailey, and Chris Hughes turns around and says, I never got the ball. He's right. Somerset recovers. It's going to be 4th down and 5 now. Ball right at midfield. And let's see, are the Jumpers going to punt it away? They are.
They are.
So Guy Bailey. I got to tell you, technology is a wonderful thing, and of course they use some TV monitors in here up in the press box at Somerset. That monitor's a better picture than what you see live.
Yeah.
Bailey back to punt. Rolls to his right, gets a little pressure, and somehow squeaks it through. Ball bounces at the 20. Going to take a jumper bounce all the way down to about the 6-yard line.
Not bad there.
Pretty good punt, 44 yards, no return.
Conveniently located off North Highway 27 between Big Lots and Backyard Burger, Magic Monograms is the place for custom embroidery, screen printing, and so much more. They can put your designs on medical and athletic uniforms, corporate and school apparel. Find them on Facebook. Search Magic Monograms and Embroidery.
7 minutes, 5 seconds to go on a running clock in this third quarter of play. It's been all Corbin Redhounds. They lead it 38-0 on your Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. Hey, if you filed that tax extension for your income taxes, the extension time's about up. You better go give Randall a call. Snap. We have a new quarterback. Handoff in the backfield, straight up the middle, and there may be new pieces, but it's the same result for the carry. That is going to be Cole Stevens. And the quarterback in for the Corbin Redhounds. That's going to be number 12, Cam Estep.
Showing a lot of spark on that run. That's nothing wrong with that.
First down. Ball out at the 22-yard line. Estep in the gun. There's a man to his right. A bit high on the snap. Hands it off anyway. Gets it there. And making his way out to the 25-yard line and then wrapped up there by Hayden Dick along with.
Looks like Rylan Carter, number 8.
It is.
Stevens in on the stop. Correction, Stevens on the carry. Hayden Dick in on the stop for the Briar Jumpers.
I think Hayden's going to get credit for the tackle. He was the first one on the spot, but I think the cleanup duty belongs to Rylan Carter.
Now is Stevens on the run again for the Red Hounds. E-step, number 12, just a freshman. Getting some snaps here. Good experience for the youngster. Has Mikey Neal in the backfield. He's going to hand it to him. Looks to go to the left. Now has to change directions a bit. Back to the right. Going to get to the line of scrimmage and maybe a couple more, but it's going to make it third down. And we'll call it 5. So Neal gets his first carry. So Somerset. Yeah. Let's call it a short 5.
Short 5.
Or would you rather call it a long 4? I'll let you decide.
I think we'll say 4 since the announcer just said that too. We'll just go with what Jonathan
just messing with me over here. He's just doing that on purpose. 3 receivers to the right. 1 back in the backfield. He sprints out. Nice crossing route. Hits him in the chest.
Was it tipped or is it no?
Yeah, no, it hit the intended receiver for Corbin right in the chest. That was Noah Sema. And it's incomplete, 4th down, and Corbin's going to punt for just the 2nd time tonight, if my memory serves me correct. Yeah, if that had been a spear, it would have killed him because it hit him right in the chest. He just let it get to the body. That's not mine. I borrowed that from Mike Kerr.
Pretty good. I appreciate that. That's about like paying to ride the pony. That one got me too. Thank you. I appreciate the laugh.
Hey, we can't laugh very much. High snap, goes up, gets it. Ball is away, a high kick, and it's going to bounce at the 40 and take a Somerset bounce and all the way back to the Somerset 48. So it bounces at the Somerset 40, and then the Jumpers pick up 8 yards.
Not bad. Henderson Chiropractic, committing to relieving your pain using true principles of chiropractic care. The caring, helpful team strives for excellence through extraordinary service and patient education. Dr. Henderson provides chiropractic care for injuries that occur during sports, auto accidents, work-related activities, or everyday just wear and tear. The experience you need for the results you want, that's Henderson Chiropractic.
So Chris Hughes brings his guys out. Has 2 men in the backfield. That's Bailey and Hughes, and we got movement everywhere. So it's going to back the Jumpers up 5 yards on the formerly known as illegal procedure penalty. Now it's called a false start.
5-yard penalty, 1st and 15.
So it'll be 1st down, 15, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 2 backs in the backfield, 1 on each side of Chris Hughes. They fake to the first man, give it to the 2nd man through on the little crossbuck action, picks up 7 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Nice run by Cam Hughes, pick up 7 yards on the carry. Brings up a 2nd, more manageable than, what was it, 15?
Yep. Pick up another 7 yards and make this highly manageable, or just get 8 and move the chains. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter of play. It's 38-0. 2 receivers to the left out there. That looks like Samala and Palmer. Quick pass to Samala out on the edge. Now circles back in, gets across the 50-yard line. Now back into his territory and breaks free. Gets into the 45, 43-yard line. And that is going to be really close to a 1st down, but I think he had to get to the 42.
So maybe coming about a 1 yard short.
Yep. Nice job there by Samala. Felt the pressure coming, so cut back across the field. Made a man miss at about the line of scrimmage and then picked up about 5 yards, maybe 6 on the play. 3rd down and 1. 1:28 to go. Just the 2nd possession of this half for Somerset. Corbin, they had the 1 possession and had to punt the ball away. Half back on each side of Chris Hughes. Nope. Yeah, he does hand it off right up the middle.
Lee Felix, that should be enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, I think he got down to the 41, but okay. Yeah, umpire come up and put the ball at the 41. Looked like one of the linesmen was going to spot it at the 42, but can't always trust those guys. I kid, of course. We're down under a minute. Briar Jumpers do pick up the Remax Lake Time Realty 1st down. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. That's Braden McChrystal lined out here on the numbers. Another cross buck action. Give it to the second man through. That's Felix. He finds some room left side, makes a man miss at the 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, and going to be run out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. First down for the Jumpers.
Trying to get the yardage on that one. According to where they spot it, it's right at about.
We're going to put it at the 14.
14, so about 26 total yards.
Nice run.
Yeah. Biggest run of the game so far.
So Felix showing the ability to get away from defenders as the clock shows zeros. We're going to move to the fourth quarter. It's still 38-0. Corbin on top of Somerset.
Stressed, anxious, depressed at Entrust Healthcare Counseling Services. We can get service started today. Entrust offers you the flexibility of providing you with the counseling services in their office, on the phone, through their computer. Give them a call at 606-676-0638 or visit their website at entrust-healthcare.com. At Entrust, your mental health matters.
We'll be right back after this.
Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been serving and supporting our local communities. We want you to know that we are here for you and your family. Someone you can trust, someone you can count on, now and for the better days to come. Trusted, loyal, dedicated, helpful, and consistent. Toyota of Somerset. Come see us or visit us online at toyotaofsomerset.com.
We, the people of this great land, are resilient and will get through this. And buying and selling is the real stimulus. Land and real estate are the premium investments, and they're not just making any more land. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we'll get you the most for your property with live, online, and multi-parcel auctions. Selling farms, homes, developments, and commercial properties for top dollar. Give us a call or online at FordBrothersInc.com.
First time tonight inside the Rick Barker red zone. They have the ball. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Chris Hughes rolls to his right, looking to throw the little corner out. Bounces off the hands of the intended receiver and falls incomplete. Over there, that was
Caden Samala.
Caden Samala. On the coverage for Corbin is Eli Walker. Pretty good coverage, but Samala
hit him right in the fingertips. Just
Yep.
needed to drop in his hand just a little bit more, didn't it?
So now it'll be 2nd down and 10, 11:30. Clock continues to run, even though it's an incomplete pass. We mentioned we're in a running clock situation, so we'll be home early tonight, Mama. 2 men in the backfield for Somerset. Again, that is Giglio and is that Kylon Williams?
Number 120 is Lee Felix.
Lee Felix, excuse me. And Felix inside the 5 and just continues to drag Corbin defenders towards that goal line. So Felix gets up a little slow. He had 5 or 6 guys laying on top of him, and he's not a very big fella.
No.
But he's tough as he can be, but he's going to come out for a play. Felix to the sideline along with Braden McChrystal. So it's 2nd down. Or I'm sorry, 1st and goal. Picked up the 1st down. Another Remax Lake Time Realty 1st down. Now Somerset with their jumbo package.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen this all game.
Giglio, he's the tailback. They give it to him, looking for room on the right side. Busted outside into the end zone. Touchdown, Briar Jumpers. Congratulations to Keandre Giglio, his first touchdown of this season. And Somerset is on the board, the 3-yard run.
You like to see that out of the young man. Those 3 kids have come in and played very well tonight. All of them making strong cases for players of the game. So we want to remind everybody to stay tuned. So we will be announcing the offensive player of the game, brought to you by Somerset Community College, and the defensive player of the game, brought to you by United Cumberland Bank.
Kick is up, and it is good. And Somerset has cut the lead down to 31-14. Officially the score, 38-7 in favor of the Briar Jumpers. Anderson Rubel on the PAT.
And we also will bring you the Sassy Spoon Catering lineman of the game. Delicious food with Southern flair, made fresh, local favorites. We love all catering, big crowds, small crowds, wedding receptions, business events, picnics. Let us make your event one that will be remembered for years to come.
Have you ever gone by there and picked up any of their food?
Yeah, I used to do that a lot, especially during COVID, back whenever she was making those family meals. Yeah.
And what a concept. She'll post that stuff on Facebook. She'll give you pictures. She'll tell you how much she's got, and you just tell her that's what you want. Go by and pick it up on the way home from work, and just let your tongue slap your brains out and enjoy that delicious cooking. They do a great job there at Sassy Spoon Catering.
Yes, they do. A big thank you to Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships of Kentucky for presenting tonight's coverage of high school football. Be sure to take advantage of the end of summer savings. Visit them at any of their 4 Somerset locations or on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships. They treat you like family.
And now Ethan Rubel will do the kicking duties, and Somerset looking like they're going to possibly attempt an onside kick, and Corbin, couple of their mid-level guys come up just in case, and it is going to be fielded at the 33-yard line and going to be dropped getting back to the 35.
There was a lot of speed closing in on that, and the young man made, I think it was trying to figure out who outrun it, but somebody blew right past, and if they were able to connect with
David,
it was going to be a big hit.
David Martinez is the man who caught that kickoff and returned it. He knew. He knew that ball was coming to him. I was watching him. He moved up a little bit, and he just said, okay, bring it on.
Now
job number one was to hang on to the football. Sorry.
Somerset's made some wholesale substitutions as well. A lot of new faces out there in the field. I like to see these young men getting some playing time.
Handoff. They give it, and that is across the 40 and out near a first down to the 45. Handoff. That was Neal on carry for Corbin. Cam Estep, the freshman quarterback. He's content to just hand that ball off.
They're in no rush. That's what I like about Corbin. They're going to run the clock. They know it's in their favor. Nothing's going to change the outcome of the game.
So Neal's going to line up. Neal's a big boy back there.
Yes, he is.
Especially next to the freshman quarterback. Estep takes the snap. He's going to hand it to Neal. Neal right up the middle. Going to be met at the line of scrimmage. But he's got enough for the first down. Give him a gain of 3. And puts the ball at the 47-yard line of Corbin. And it'll move the chains. We're down to 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this contest. Neal's going to check out for Corbin.
First and 10 for the Red Hounds. Ball on the 47-yard line.
Estep's going to stay in the game. Looks like Cole Stevens is going to be the running back this play. Is going to be Stevens to the left, and he's going to have John Hobbs flanked him to the right. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Snap. Fake it to Hobbs right up the middle as Estep, and he flies by everybody. He's deep into the secondary, 20-yard line. Going to be run out of bounds.
Number
but not
27.
before he gets into the red zone.
Tanner Smith with the stop.
So showing some quicks right there. So ball at the 15. It'll be first down and 10. 5 minutes and 42 seconds to go. Clock continues to run. Estep, after that big run, has to run all the way across the field, get the play from his coach. Now he runs in. I'll bet he doesn't run the ball this play. What do you want to bet?
Well,
I would say I'd bet you $1 to a donut, but donuts are pretty much $1 anymore.
Yeah.
So Estep takes the snap, hands off to the second man through, up the middle, inside the 10. It'll be first down and goal. No, I'm sorry. Had to get to the 5. So it's going to be second down and about 3. When I look through my binoculars, I can't see my yard markers. I get a little discoordinized.
Oh, my goodness.
Second down. Corbin knocking on the door. 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go. 2 backs in the backfield. Estep to his right. That is Hobbs. Steady fakes it to the second man through, keeps the ball, and is going to get hit in the backfield. And
Number 27 on the stop again, Tanner Smith.
Going to lose a yard.
Playing good pursuit coverage.
Yeah, nice job there by Tanner Smith, not getting sucked in on the fake. He held his ground. Set that edge is the term you hear coaches and people that know something about this game of football. I've been told I don't know diddly squat, which is exactly how many exercises I did this morning. It's my favorite exercise. I did a full series of diddly squats. So to be 3rd down and 4. Corbin knocking on the door, trying to get these youngsters into the end zone. Somerset, they've got their youngsters out there as well. They're going to do everything they can to deny. Snap is high, fake it. Swing pass out here on the right side. It is caught and into the end zone. And if I'm not, was that Noah Sema?
Number 20.
Oh.
9?
Yes, you're exactly right. I guessed at the number
Zach
and
Reynolds.
guessed wrong. Zach Reynolds, sophomore wide receiver, on the 8-yard pass.
Pending the extra point here.
Mason on to try the point.
Don't know that there's going to be enough time for Somerset to put a drive on the field. It's going to go under 3 minutes here in just a moment.
Kick is up. And that is going to be booted through by Sema.
Brings the score, Corbin 45, Somerset 7. Since 1979, Modern Systems has been protecting communities all across Kentucky, and they're proud to be part of the communities they serve, committing time and sponsorships to numerous charities like Project 5810, Relay for Life, March of Dimes, Heart Walk, local school programs, and many more. Modern Systems, your neighbors and your friends, and they work 24/7 to protect the things that matter most to you. From homes to businesses to schools and churches, let Modern Systems be your trusted name in security.
So 45-7 on your Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, but with the running clock situation, Jumpers have 2 minutes, 23 seconds to go. Clock does continue to run as they huddle up in front of their bench, getting ready to receive this kickoff. I think there's going back for the Jumpers. Again, that will be Bailey and Hughes. Also see they're going to put 3 backs back there kind of deep. Well, they're just putting the up men, if you will,
I think Corbin's
at the 20-yard line.
Not going to be any hurry to kick the ball off.
No, why not? Minute and 45 to go.
How about a return right here? What about that?
Would be nice if one of these guys up front could maybe get it. We see in front of Hughes and Bailey, that is going to be Giglio. And over on the far side, get a number, and that is Lee Felix. Kickoff is on its way, and that is a low line drive, going to be fielded at the 6-yard line. That is Bailey, Hughes up the right side, makes a man miss, gets across 35, 40, and a nifty little return there by number 13, Cam Hughes. He's got friends and family listening across the big pond, if you will.
Don't know if it's going to get enough time to get one play off here. I think they might just be content to run the clocks out.
Yeah, they've turned the play clock off.
Yeah.
55 seconds to go.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of people coming to the sidelines. It looks like Somerset may go for one play, and that's it.
Why not? Get a snap in. See what happens.
Don't have to make it all up on one play. Somerset looking to the sidelines.
So, Chris Hughes gets the call. He'll address his young offensive unit. Gonna line up. There's a man in the backfield alongside. That's Caden Bean. That fakes on the jet sweep around the right end. That's Cameron. Is that McCaskill?
Yep, Cameron McCaskill. He'll get the last carry of the game.
That's going to do it as the clock winds down. Your final from Somerset. It's the Redhounds 45, Briar Jumpers 7. It's a ball game from here in Somerset. Robert, wasn't what we were hoping for. I don't think we're surprised, but I really felt like Somerset would come out and put up a pretty stiff fight. But after seeing this Red Hound team.
You see what they're built for, aren't
Yes, indeed. And they are really, really good. Of course, last week they beat a really good Pulaski County team by just 2 points.
Yeah.
So Red Hounds stay undefeated. The Somerset Briar Jumpers will move to 3-2 on the season, and next week they will play host to Williamsburg.
We want to remind everybody to stay tuned to the end of tonight's coverage. We will be doing the Alton Blakely post-game show. But first, we want to do any kind of recap?
I will. Let's go ahead. I'll give scoring recap while you do a little tabulating over there. It didn't take long for the Red Hounds to get on board. It was 9-14, a 4-yard run by the quarterback Elam. Baker's kick was good. Corbin was up 7-0. A little more than 3 minutes later, at the 6-minute mark of the first period, Warren caught a 25-yard pass from Elam, and again, Baker's kick good, 14-0. Corbin. The Red Hounds were off and racing. It's about every 4 minutes they like to put a score on the board, and it was their third score of the first quarter, 2 minutes remaining. Stewart caught a 43-yard bomb, a nice throw by Elam. Baker's kick made it 21-0. And at the end of the first quarter, with just 18 seconds to go, Corbin, they were stopped, but Baker was able to put through a 39-yard field goal. The first quarter ended 24-0 in favor of the Corbin Red Hounds. In the second period, at the 9-minute mark, it was a 6-yard pass, Elam to Combs, 31-0, and Corbin was on a roll looking to get the clock in a running situation. At the 2:29 mark, Elam took off on a 30-yard run right up the middle on his own read, and that was it. As the kick was good, it was 38-0, and from that point on, the clock did a run. Coming out in the second half, it was the fourth quarter when the Jumpers finally got on the board as Giglio ran it in from 3 yards out, and Anderson Rubel's PAT was good, 38-7 at the 9:59 mark. But the youngsters from Corbin, taking on the young guys from Somerset, they were able to march down the field, and Zach Reynolds caught an 8-yard pass from Eastep. Sema came in, made the PAT, and that made it 45-7 in favor of the Jumpers with 2:38 to go. And with the running clock situation, Somerset really not enough time to put much together.
Totals for tonight, Guy Bailey, 6 attempts for a total of 4 yards. Cam Hughes, number 13, with 3 attempts for a total of 9 yards. Keandre Giglio for 3 carries late in the game for a total of 32 yards and a touchdown. Lee Felix comes in, gives a real spark to the offense, gets 5 carries for 39 yards. Cam Hughes held to a net total rushing of negative 10 yards for the game. Tonight, Chris Hughes finishes 6 for 13 for 38 total passing yards. You got 2 catches by number 13, Cam Hughes, for 8 yards, 2 catches by number 11, Samala, for 13 total yards, 1 catch by number 15, Tony Palmer, for 1 yard, and 1 catch by number 6, Josh Gross, for 13 total yards. Somerset finishes the night with 4 penalties for a total of 35 yards of penalties. They turned the ball over twice, 1 interception, 1 fumble. But all those things put together, Somerset comes away on the losing side to Corbin tonight, 45-7. So, Bob, we've got some kids to give some awards to tonight. Which one do you want to start with? Because I think I've got nominations for all 3, if you'll just hear me out on all of them.
All right, I'll let you do that. Would you like me to do some reads first, and that way we can do these one at a time?
We sure can.
Let's start with our Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game. And who have you got there?
Well, I know that Keandre Giglio comes in, gets the 1 lone score of the night. But what ends up happening is Lee Felix comes in, gives you 6 carries for 30. Oh my goodness, I turned the sheet over. 6 carries for 39 yards. He led the team in rushing. But those 39 yards came at an opportune times. 6 hard rushes, 39 total yards. It doesn't sound like much, but it was the spark to the game. So I think tonight Lee Felix could go down as the Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game.
And we've got a United Cumberland Bank Defender of the Game.
So it comes down to 2 people, and I kind of need some help on this one. So, 1, Josh Gross plays very well, especially on 3 key screen passes that he played lights out. Those 3 times that I've seen him, he's also caught in coverage. But Keandre Giglio comes in, and he's a man on the spot for a lot of plays tonight, especially early in the football game. I think it would be probably best tonight to give it to Josh Gross.
All right. And then you mentioned Keandre Giglio, linebacker. Played very well. I expect to see some big things from him as the season goes along. So we don't want to shy him. And now we also have our Sassy Spoon Catering lineman of the game.
I think this one will go on the defensive side of the ball. So number 23 comes in tonight, Kylon Williams. He comes in and he plays. He's a disruptor up front. We didn't get a whole lot of stops from the defensive line of scrimmage, but you needed somebody to give you spark. He was in the backfield quite a few times tonight. I know that a lot of defensive plays were made in the secondary. A lot of defensive plays were made deep, but a lot of those ended up being coming off busted plays that were caused by somebody disrupting the offense. So I think tonight, number 23, Kylon Williams, comes away with the lineman of the game.
All right. I like all three of those choices, and it's tough when you have a game like this because there weren't, some super standouts, but we saw some flashes from some guys, and I expect this jumper team to work hard in the upcoming week, and we're going to see them right back here again against Williamsburg. I do have this update for you at the end of 3, Pulaski County on top of Madison Southern. That game is at Madison Southern in Berea, 22-8, and I haven't seen one. Last I heard was 21-13. Southwestern was on top of Mercer County. Right. So this one, 45-7. It's a final. It's going to do it here. I think we got all the commercials in. I think we got the score right. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the golden rule of broadcasting.
Try to get it right.
All right, Robert, thank you. I appreciate it. He's Robert Reed. I'm Bob Boone, R2B2. We'll see you next Friday. We'll be right here for the audio version of our broadcast on Lake Cumberland Sports. Good night, everybody.